Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the African Frame Podcast. I mean, we're going to be talking some nerdy stuff today, but it is still film related, so I guess it still counts. I am here with the awesome threesome. It has been a month. Wow!
Don't tell them that, but whom?
I had to explain your absence, how?
They didn't know that.
You've been missing in action.
I've been uploading just fine. They didn't know that. They didn't know the time.
Okay,
Watch
well,
me up here on
anyway,
Reddit.
yeah, actually, whenever this comes out, whenever this drops, just know that DeBello had to take some time off. Why? Because of the project behind him. DeBello is the owner of KC Media. On the KC Media channel, you have two podcasts there. We've got the Nerdgasm and the Geek Spot. Go subscribe. Some stuff is coming out. Like, as he said, Backlog has been keeping his channel busy while he's been inactive with us. But why has he been inactive? Because behind him, we have War Angel. Now, War Angel, you know, is going to be dropping. I think you're going to be dropping either the whole 12 issues or you're dropping issue 1
No,
and
chapter
2.
1 is coming out this month. Chapter 1 is
so
dropping
chapter
in
1
August.
drops. Chapter 1 drops this month, and then, you know, chapter 2, chapter 3, will try one.
So you must taste it. You must feel it. It must become one of you spiritually, as promised.
Yes.
You guys don't
But yes,
understand how much it takes for one person to even do a chapter. Like, you know what I mean? In 1 year.
Yeah.
No, Munna,
Even an entire team, actually.
No. Listen. You guys are spoiled. You watched an entire season of Bakuman, and then suddenly we all became manga editors, and we suddenly know all the ins and outs about the industry. You think that you can tell us what to do with our creative process. That's what happened.
No, but I'm saying, like, Moana or Bakuman, go tell them how to do things, and you're not in the industry. They'll go punch you in the face.
Those niggas end up in hospital, bro.
Never mind the fact that there's like a chapter, there's a few episodes where one of the head writers are like literally almost wrote himself to death.
Exactly.
No,
Never mind that.
He fist fought that bro in school. He got suspended because he was just like, it's easy. And it's like, have you ever tried to draw 40
Exactly.
page manga? Hey, Munna. What? He turned into Saitama. But anyway, yeah. So, yes, War Angel Chapter 1 coming in August, you know, and lots of cool stuff. We've gotten to see some previews of the story. I like the story a lot. I think some of the action is great, especially if you're into all you Kenichi fans, eh? Kenichi's the world's strongest disciple. All you Kenichi fans, you better be on this. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. Kenichi's mightiest disciple. You better be there. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, and then we've got the guy who actually owns the channel. Oh, sorry,
Yes, Mr. Extraordinary. Yeah, I can't wait until I get interviewed by some of you people, and I have to lie through my pants. My main character here is inspired by Afrocentrism.
I had a
don't know
dream
what-
about it. So you mean a dream?
Oh my gosh. Hey, yeah, we have to get ready for that, guys, as creators. You know, that's the other thing with the African market sometimes. Why is his hair like this, but he's a black person? Well, just read the story. Shut up. Read. But anyway.
Every time I
we
get a
also have
question,
the
it's like,
owner.
I'm not allowed to give spoilers. Anyway, the owner of the channel, go on. Yo, hey.
Yes, the owner of the channel,
man.
Mr. Extraordinary.
Hey.
Sorry, gents. Okay, so we've got the owner of the channel, Mr. Extraordinary from... sorry, guys, can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so we've got the owner of the channel, Mr. Extraordinary of African Frame and Africa's Next Podcast. Make sure to subscribe and all of that good stuff. I'll come introduce myself now, or you guys can do my introduction because I have a little bit of an emergency going on, and I'll be right back.
Okay, while Buckmaster is being attacked by ninjas sent by Kevin Feige, no less. Yeah, don't worry, don't mind him. He's busy fighting this is the Kagebonshin, don't fall for it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna edit this thing out because he's still on video. The camera's on the side. He's looking at the screen. Yeah, don't fall for it. He's literally there. He goes. Now he's busy fighting ninjas, evil cult style at the background. But anyway, the man has two channels. Baxmaster Cool Reacts and Master Geek Media. Follow him on his social medias, especially on Twitter. Guys, he needs as much support because boy, he's like the last sign of the work Bring Back T'Challa campaign, recast T'Challa, and what we're going to be talking about today is very important very near and dear to this man's heart. So follow him on the social medias. Oh yeah, goodness me, it's been a while since I talked this much. Did I always talk like this back in the day?
What do you mean?
A month ago, before I went to leave, was I talking this much?
Yeah, but I think you're more aware of it because you haven't been talking you haven't been talking for a while.
Yeah, I was meditating in the same temple as Batman. Those monks were teaching me everything. So I was in silence for a month, and now that I'm talking, I've got an awareness of how many words I'm using. So
Yeah.
wow.
Probably use the most words in any podcast that we do.
Him and Zuko.
Him and
No, Zuko talk.
him
No,
and
Zuko.
Then it's either I think you and I are probably on the same level, and then it's Rob.
Somebody once said that, they don't nobody believes in all this horoscope nonsense until you learn about Geminis or Leos. And
Yeah.
I'm inclined I'm inclined to believe them because yeah, no, Zuko embodies the S sign. He is the S sign ambassador. There is a lot of wind just
Indeed.
that is my egotistical ass. Oh, by the way, it's my birthday month. Support me, support the program. Buy the poster. I need
Nice.
money for the birthday cakes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Shameless plug. Ding! In another man's channel, no less.
So anyway, we're gonna be talking about
Oh my God. When did
which
you get your
is
hair done?
huh?
When did you get the fade?
Yesterday.
Look at you. Look at you, sir.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
the ladies are about to, as James would say to Fuhad, you look like a tall glass of chocolate. And now he said it. He
Yeah,
actually said it.
James has a mini crush on Fuhad. But anyway, back to this
Mini.
mega. We're gonna be
Look,
talking about
let's do
Wakanda.
this more conservative.
We're gonna be talking about Eyes of Wakanda, which is an animated series that's coming out under the MCU umbrella. This, I believe, is a prequel, and clearly it won't even have.
I have come back. Did
Oh,
you
Someone
mention
did.
Eyes of Wakanda?
The man just beat the ninjas sent by Kevin Feige, evil cult style.
So
Just to come back at this moment,
we're just gonna let we're just gonna let Buckmaster explain what it's about, and
wait.
All right, so peep
Side effects.
game.
Yeah.
I hope you guys actually did my intro and my recast T'Challa thing because
I did it.
all right.
He says it's eating.
All right.
Is he eating a rib? Like,
Oh, good. Okay, all right. But anyway, just anybody who's an actual fan of the Black Panther IP and is an actual fan of T'Challa, please check out the animation. It's still loading. It's coming soon. I'm almost through roughing it. So if you actually want to see actual stuff from the comic books in an animated
Black Panther
form,
versus Kang. A healthy, decent relationship has been portrayed.
Because okay, let's get to the meat and potatoes. So this is not going to be a review. I've not watched Eyes of Wakanda, and I low key refuse. No, I high key refuse. Anybody who's seen they'll know why I refuse. But anyway, the premise of so let's get into this premise. I know the premise. I can get into the premise. So Eyes of Wakanda. Eyes of Wakanda is it's an anthology series essentially. So it's supposed to be 4 episodes, 4 different stories about 4 different characters.
Oh, it's an anthology.
It's supposed to
Hmm.
be an anthology from what I know. It's not supposed
The
to be
more
a continuation, but I
the
don't
more I'm
know.
hearing this, the less happy about it I am.
But yeah, basically it's a 4 episode short anthology or not. I'm not sure. I'll actually just make sure. I'll actually just confirm that right now so I can roast this thing thoroughly. Um, so you already know how I feel. Yeah,
Please
it's
stand
supposed
by
to be
as
an anthology.
Backmaster prepares the oven.
It is an anthology, yes. So 4 episodes. I just want you to keep that in mind. Agatha got how many? Agatha got 8. She sang one song. Got 8 episodes.
Down the road.
Okay.
8 episodes that are all at least 30 to 40 minutes, last I checked.
Uh-huh.
The
But
more I listen to
the
this,
Black Panther IP is successful, right? Even though the only thing to actually spin out of it is 4 episodes and it's an anthology.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. Now, in this anthology, are we learning about the Black Panthers of the past?
of course not.
Are we learning about historical conflicts that Wakanda was involved in the forming of Wakanda?
Child
You
in this
know, your Bashenga, you know, your Mosi, you know, your
in
Nahanda, your
child of heaven
Negus.
in this political climate, anything to do with the dark skins? Absolutely not. Don't you know that there's apparently a white happening in South Africa,
Mm.
a white Smirnocide, a white
A white colonoscopy.
a white colonoscopy, a white geodude.
Yeah. Going deep in
Apparent,
there. No
they're
pause.
deep. So of course they're not gonna show anything that's simple. They're not gonna. No matter how profitable it seems, they're not gonna give any time and date to something that extends as a certain characteristics to
No,
have a moral
instead,
superiority.
instead, what we get is we get the agents that have to go on missions to retrieve vibranium that should already be in Wakanda.
Yes.
MCU Wakanda, MCU Wakanda. It's like a Bronco Joburg. It's a suburb kid go starting Mo Joburg in the CBD, and he's just walking around and he has his phone out and he's so like he's just la 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 and he's getting robbed left, right, and center. That's
Yeah.
what Wakanda is in the MCU. Because everybody's running Wakanda's pockets. I don't understand. Like Black Panther 1, Killmonger came in, ran Wakanda's pockets. Wakanda Forever, Nemo came in, ran
Mhm.
Wakanda's pockets.
Even before then, Age of Ultron.
Hmm. You know, I was actually
Uh,
thinking about that. Like, wasn't T'Chaka wearing a Black Panther suit?
Not even, but Age of Ultron. That Claw was busy casually showing
And
off his
and
work
and,
his
and the thing is like
uh,
Wakandan should have been there. Wakandan should have been in his house to be like, yeah, when Batum, what are you doing?
oh, look at this premium vintage grade vibranium that I have. That's enough to create an entire, that's enough to magnetize an entire city so it can levitate off the ground and become an asteroid. Do you know how much vibranium that was? Do you know how
and
much vibranium that was?
Tons
and
and tons of
Wakanda
vibranium.
nowhere to be found. Yo. No, and then in She-Hulk, there's an episode of She-Hulk where Jen Walters is on a date with this douche or whatever, and he's like trying to impress her with his money and all of that stuff. And what does he do? He's like, oh, I've also got this Wakandan vibranium spear. It was like at an auction or something. I just managed to get my hand on it.
What
And I
are
was like,
the I would have expected the moment he bragged about it, the lights go off, and then I was last week on, and then there's a door, and Melasha standing behind him. I am grateful that
that's
you've
what
got
should
that.
have happened.
I'm grateful that you that I could get back my spear. What are you doing? The dog Milash have authority wherever the Elijah find themselves
No,
to be.
like, you need to come there and beat his ass. That's like, what type of thievery is this?
And then
Oh my God.
if the She-Hulk was about to get up, it's like she should have just looked at him. It's like, stay out of this. Thank you.
No, man.
Look at
No,
me.
and like,
It is my show now.
oh my God. No, I'm just saying, like, Eyes of Wakanda, it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. There's nowhere story-wise this would make sense. And now, like, the other thing is, I saw somebody who was talking about it. Finally, it was one dude on YouTube, and he was like, he was so excited that Ethiopia was showing up in the show and everything. And I'm like, look, I understand the sentiment. I get it. Look, I live here. I'm in Africa, okay, and there's no UNICEF in the corner. So,
You know what's the funniest
but
thing? You know what the
yeah.
funniest thing is? Of the three of us, you've seen more of Africa than all of us here. Yeah.
Yep.
Facts about it. And that's the funniest
Yeah.
thing. You think because people would try and make fun of your accent and stuff like that, and those same people have never set foot in Sudan
I
or
know.
any other country.
I was dodging sandstorms, bro. No joke, actually.
Man knows his jollof rice from his jollof rice.
Yeah. No, and my sister just also went to Kenya, which was dope. I wanted to go to Kenya. I actually have friends in Kenya. But anyway, my point being, yeah, I
Take me with
understand
you.
the sentiment. I understand that, okay, it's cool that we get to highlight African history and etc. etc. But the thing is, Wakanda, you need to treat it like Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, nobody is caring about King Arthur or whatever. The history of Lord of the Rings is contained within Lord of the Rings. Like, yeah, it's Middle Earth and it's Mordor and it's that story. There's nobody all of a sudden runs in and it's, oh my God, it's the Tudors and what was it, and
It's
Anne
Game of Thrones.
Boleyn.
No, it's
Yeah.
oh my God, it's Daenerys. Like, what the hell are
Yeah.
you doing here, Daenerys?
And also, get out of here. We're all infinitely superior to you.
Dracarys. What?
And then what's it? Aowen will chop her dragon in half. Bring it, bitch.
I will kill you if you touch him. No, okay, whoa. Let's stop making a better story than what's actually happening. I'm
My
so
point
glad.
is, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm so glad you put that analogy. Is that we see one, just like how no matter how hard they're trying to upsell and upmarket the Amazon releases of Lord of the Rings, nobody really gives a shit about them. Pay attention to look at the discourse. We still stick to this. We still stick to the source material, and we still watch the source material that was most respectful to the source material. If you know what I'm talking about. Peter
The
Jackson's
Hobbit.
pre The Hobbit. People watch that in repeat. In fact, I might be watching that for my birthday. That's how dedicated we are to the original source material when we're respectful of it. Now we find ourselves, Mr. Marvel, had $1 billion IP, and rather than be respectful to its source material and treat it like an anthology, which could have created a movement, is the movement that you're most afraid of because there is no story out there that's not telling everybody out there the exact same message that we need to stick it up to the people trying to oppress us. And that doesn't sell well now, does it? Oh, by the way, side note, by the way, another CEO got shot dead. I don't know. They're not broadcasting it in the news, but I wonder what's happening. Like they're real quiet. Fox News ain't saying nothing about it now. They saw what happened last time.
Oh my God. But treating that bro like he was Hannibal Lecter. But anyway, just getting back to the discussion at hand. What I'm also trying to say is, if you read the comic, like, thing is, I think the other thing is around this. There's a lot of Black people who think Wakanda is boring. Like, they think it has no problems, or they think it was just a utopia, or they're like,
It's
and I'm just saying,
it's the same. It's the
first off and
same.
foremost, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, there's some people who complain that Wakanda is boring like that in a story sense, and the same lazy ass writers who keep saying that Superman isn't interesting. You're all just lazy. You can't write interesting storylines around these characters. If you do your research and do your work around it, you can write a fantastic story regardless of the characterizations that are in it. But what you do, you want to go for the low hanging fruit because you're all lazy and underpaid in your case. But
But you
still.
can also just say that you don't find the character interesting, and you don't think you can write an interesting story around the character.
No,
Still,
but then stay away from him.
that's what I'm
That's
saying.
the
If
But that's
thing.
what I'm saying.
no,
What I'm saying
Hmm.
is, if you see that you're not interested in this character and you don't find it interesting and you don't think you can write anything interesting about this, pull out.
Yeah. Wow. Give it to somebody else. Pull out sounds so wrong.
ah,
Oh God,
pause.
English.
Oh, good. Anyway, but the point is, man,
Maybe the
I'm not the biggest Superman fan. But I'll tell you now,
facts.
just in my personal capacity, if I ever got tapped by DC to write a Superman story, I would have to take myself out of it because I have to be respectful to the people that got me the job in the first place, aka the fans.
And just make
I don't
Lex
have a job.
interesting. Jesus. The
Have you
Lex,
Yeah, I don't.
I don't think I've been interested in any live action Lex apart from the Lex in Smallville. Those Lex actors are just either
have
over
you
the top
seen
or boring
uh,
as
uh,
hell.
before you get into it, have you seen the latest movie?
No,
No.
not yet.
Okay.
But I must check. Oh yeah, I need to check it out. Although I heard they did something, and I'm just like, it's not that I'm a Superman fan, but I'm in opposition to this fully, fully, fully. I've heard that they made the elves evil, or they made the elves like Viltrumites or whatever, where they look down on humans because it's the Kryptonites, it's the Kryptonian society, and
I
I'm
can't
like,
spoil it
that
for you, so I can't
doesn't
confirm or deny
work.
it. I can't
Okay,
confirm or
I'm saying
deny
this
it.
is what I heard. No, it's been confirmed. This has been spoiled for me, so I know it, but I haven't watched the whole film. But I'm
Yeah,
saying
okay. Yeah,
that
yes,
it doesn't, yeah. I'm saying the way they're positioning the elf, they're trying to make Superman like kind of a special Kryptonian because he's the
mhm,
only one counterculture to his people or whatever because he grew up on Earth. And I'm like,
mhm.
that
That
doesn't
sounds like
work.
Goku,
It
but
doesn't
okay.
work. Yeah, one,
Exactly.
it's like first off and foremost, like yeah, what are we doing now? Like Akira Toriyama, R.I.P. Love you, bro.
No,
Love your work. But like, you didn't
you know,
want Goku to be Superman, and then you make Bardock save Goku's life because he feels bad for Goku and he wants to send Goku to an Earth where it's safe. That's Superman.
which
Well,
is
that's
exactly
what
what he
Akira,
did.
that's exactly what Akira did.
Which is exactly what he did.
That's exactly what he did.
We get to see
No,
Superman's
originally
Goku's
in the
mom.
original lore before it was retcon, Goku got sent to Earth because he had a weak power level and he was just supposed to conquer Earth. That's the reason they
Yes.
sent him there.
Yeah. It's not even about a weak power level. He was just sent to Earth to destroy
To
No,
the
no,
destroy
no.
it.
They sent him to Earth specifically because they were like, you're weak
No.
source. You're not going to be able
They
to
sent him to
handle. It
Earth
is.
because all Saiyans are supposed to go to planets and kill all the inhabitants of that planet and resell Earth to the highest bidder,
Yeah, but I'm
because
saying if
that's
you listen to
Frieza's
Raditz'
economic
explanation,
model. But
no, it wasn't Frieza.
it's not
No,
about
I'm saying
it's not about
they do.
it's not
I'm
about
saying they
power
specify.
levels. It's not about
No,
power
but they
levels.
specify. No, I'm telling you, dog.
In
Kem, if you watch thingy, if you listen to Raditz's explanation and everything, and also if you watch the story of Bardock or whatever, Kakarot is
yeah.
classified as a lower class elite.
Is
Yes.
it
So they
Bardock?
always
But
say,
he's not the only
yeah.
person that was sent to a planet as a child.
Wa-
That's
Was
what
it
I'm saying to
was
No,
it
you.
the
I'm
Bardock
saying the
storyline
planets
or
they
the
pick for the Saiyans, the planet they assess the threat levels. So they say that
because
okay,
of
this planet doesn't look like it has a lot of stuff going on. We can send our weaker Saiyans here.
Oh,
So
okay.
Earth was one of
Oh,
those
I get what you
planets
say.
where it
I
was
just
like,
thought that
yeah,
okay, I get what you're saying.
no in yeah, it was Bardock. I remember the last of the end of the episode because they were like trying to select a planet for Goku. Like first they found Broly and he had a power level of like 10,000 and they're like, oh, but look at this kid next to him. His power level is what? 3?
Yeah,
But you know
no,
what? They're
it
sending
would
him.
make sense for infants to be sent to a planet where they can easily decimate the people.
Yes. And then
Um,
they said
but
Yeah, true. But I'm saying
like
like
but sayings
the
in general
punchline
are just sent to kill
blob. Yeah.
inhabitants on whatever planet.
anyway,
The
but my point
punchline.
being,
Oh, wait. Let me just get to the punchline. Is the way they described Earth. It's like, I'm gonna send you to this low-level planet. It's called Earth? Earth. Sorry, kid, we don't name them. We just destroy them. Honestly, I'll never forget that line.
uh, but anyway,
So,
my point being is that making the elves like you can do that with Kryptonian society. I still would argue that that's kind of tricky, but fine. Okay, Kryptonian society is weird. The elves can't be. It doesn't work.
no.
Here's why.
They
Here's
just
why. Yeah, I'm
go
saying so.
on.
Here's why. The problem is that when you make the elves evil, you take away Kal El's inherent goodness. Inherently, he's supposed to be a good person. Inherently, that's why even if you go to Superman Red Sun, he's not a maniac, even though he landed in the USSR.
Here's the thing
His
that
parent, like his parent. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
you guys need to understand. Every single film, every single movie everything movie that's coming out, that's been coming out, but most probably that's coming out now more than ever, will always have an element of propaganda.
100%. But it's
So
always been like
that,
that, though, develop.
yeah, it's all like, but I'm saying now more than ever, the propaganda machine is gone on overdrive. Most probably because one, they believe that um, media literacy is on the floor. They're thinking the bar is in hell now. They have to literally spoon feed you the message instead of trying to
Showing it to
infer it
you.
through allegory or anything like that. No artistic license. They're just gonna tell you the moral of the movie is. So that's the number one. And number two, if you look at it in a geopolitical sense, America is losing a whole lot of popularity. It's no longer the Golden Star Empire that it used to be
It has
20 years.
lost some
Yeah,
popularity. Yeah.
yeah,
But
it
it
has.
is present continuous, right? So
So what's happening now is that they're trying to change the narrative, and one of the key ways is trying to change the narrative is like, here's this foreigner, but this foreigner isn't inherent. What
it's not from Mexico.
this foreigner came to this planet. They're not gonna say which part of the planet he landed in, but he learned his goodness from the people who grew up at this part of this planet,
Kansas.
as opposed to having these people that say we are sending our only child, what's left of our child to this planet because our home is no longer a home, you're going to die. You are our last hope child. Go, we love you and everything like that. Now we need to make sure that the original parents are the problem and the homegrown family
I'm
goodness
just saying, like, I'm not even a
is
Superman
injected.
fan, but I can't stand it because I'm just like, you.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
indifferent, to be honest with you. I'm
now
indifferent. I'll
Sorry,
tell
can you
you
guys
why.
hear me?
we can hear
We
you.
can hear you. I'm
Yeah,
indifferent, and
I
I'll tell
was
you.
agreeing.
I'll tell you why.
Mhm.
I don't think,
Yeah, all right.
from a realistic lens, if we're being realistic, I don't think it matters whether Jor-El thinks Earthlings are weaklings or not. Like for me personally,
No, but
because he comes from
okay,
a
I'll wait
race
for you to
of
finish.
people. That's their entire thing. Like I'm talking about, I'm just playing devil's advocate, right? Just hear me out. If these people consider themselves to be superior, I mean, guys, we have classists even in South Africa. Like it's not a, it's not fiction. This is realistic as hell. If they consider themselves to be superior, personally, I don't really have an issue with it.
No, but Borna,
As
can
long
let me
as
just
he
explain the
says
problem.
to his child that, look, just be the best person that you can be amongst these people, despite how he feels about it, because
That's
it's not
that's
about Jor-El anyway.
that's not what. Yeah, but I'm saying that's not what they were saying. First off and foremost, I
I
don't want to
can't go
say
in.
any more.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
it's
want to say
spoiled.
any more because I don't want to be spoiling stuff for you. But what I'm saying is, Kim, part of the reason why Jor-El even researched the explosion of the planet in the first place is because he valued all life. That inherent goodness in Superman, it comes from his Kryptonian parents, and then it gets fostered and the seed gets poured on by his Earth parents. It's to the point where he has two sets of good parents that even when they sometimes cross over or whatever, they're still like, I like this guy and I like this guy
Look,
or whatever. Like
I know Jor-El.
that's what I'm saying.
I
Like
know his character,
Jor-El
his
in the
personality.
times we see
I know
him,
all of
he
that.
sees.
I'm just saying that, guys, I don't know what you guys know. Maybe that's the thing. But all I'm saying is you can be a good guy and still look down on people. You know what I mean? I just don't know. I
I
just
don't think
don't
it
have the
works.
context. I don't have
I
the
don't think it
context
works.
that you
It
guys
feels like
said.
a contradiction, Chief.
No, it doesn't. Like I keep on telling you guys, there are
Yeah,
classists.
it does.
No, Buck. There are classists that
Okay,
are
No,
good
a
people.
classist would not try to save their planet, though. A classist wouldn't try to save the planet.
Okay, do you remember the episode in Young Justice where Lex Luthor saved the world and they're like, why would he save the world? And they were like, it's his planet.
No, what I'm trying to say is the reason why, because remember, he's going against. Okay, this is what I'm also saying. Jor-El was doing that in order to go against the Kryptonian society. Like part
Okay,
of the
I
problem
didn't
as to
know
why the
that.
planet was
Well,
blowing up is because it was.
look, from what I was getting from you, because I didn't know that. What I'm getting from you, or what I was getting
No, I'm
from,
saying this is I'm saying this is in the comic books and this is in the other adaptations. The reason why Jor-El was even doing that is because everybody on the planet refused to believe him
yes,
because
I'm
they
aware.
had this system of theirs.
I'm aware.
And Jor-El was the only one to be like, "This is stupid. We're going to die."
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, from the impression that I got, because like I said, I don't know what you guys know. The impression that I got was that this guy is like Nolan, right? But not a Nolan who kills, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm like,
You know,
don't
like
make Superman
Nolan from
invincible.
Invincible.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So I thought that's what you meant. Like it's someone who doesn't really look at people, the way we do because he's not from I mean, like think of Vegeta. When you
I
think
don't
when you think
look.
about Vegeta, do you think Vegeta looks at Earthlings and thinks and thinks the
No,
way
he does
Kakarot thinks about
now.
Earthlings?
Oh
No, he does
wow! What
now.
is this? What is this here about Vegeta?
No, but it doesn't mean he's a bitch developer. I'm just saying, from his perspective as a prince of science, do you think
And
he looks
Prince,
at Earthlings the way Kakarot looks at Earthlings?
No, now that he's married to one that healed him and put him in the chamber and
I'm talking
helped him
about all human
and
beings. I'm
built
not
his.
talking about his wife. I'm talking about all human beings on
No,
planet Earth.
okay, fine. Even if we want to talk about all
but
human beings,
is that
he
really
still put
fair?
his life on the line. No, I'm saying no. He still put his life on the line anyway to buy Goku time to save Earth from Kid Buu.
And you think he sees Earth the way Goku does?
Uh, I don't think
I'm
he
not saying
does,
he
but
sees Earth the way Goku
no,
does.
No.
but
If you heard what
here's
I was asking you
I
whether
hear,
he sees Earth the way Goku does.
But what I'm
but
saying is that he still has value for Earth. It's not that it's not that he looks at it like Bulma and everybody is separate or whatever. I mean, I don't want to start
But
quoting
that's what I
Super
was
because
saying earlier
yeah,
on, though.
but my
That's what I
yeah,
was saying earlier on about Jor-El.
that circles back to what he's saying about Joel.
Yeah, I
I
don't
just
think Buckmeister's listening to me.
I wanted to add what the
no,
that
I'm hearing what I'm saying to you though. What I'm saying to you though, ne, is I'm saying Jor-El himself, the reason he did what he did was because he was going against Kryptonian society. He was going against the norm.
And
Him and Laura,
I've
they
never
were the
denied
only
that. You're
ones who
talking about
believed
the
in doing the
canonized version
research.
of Jor-El.
Now, what I'm saying is, yeah, and also what I'm also saying is the reason they pick Earth also is because they had been observing Earth and they found that it was a place of love and a place of hope, and that's why they send him there. That's in the comic books and in the adaptations and in the canon before they reboot it or whatever. that's been their primary adaptation. So for them to start looking down on Earthlings when they sent him to Earth because it was a place that was supposed to foster the goodness in Superman, it's kind of like, what?
I'm
Why?
just saying
Why
it's
make that
it's
change? It
realistic for
doesn't
me.
make Superman more interesting.
I'm still indifferent,
Yeah,
but I'm
but
just
Mullah,
saying
we're
it's
tired of
realistic.
realism. Stick to the comic books. Use the comic books.
No,
I'm tired of this
and,
in the
and,
real world. Ay, 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 ay.
at the same time, I also have this umbrella about having to say no. Uh, the like the because certain characters must see the value in all of humanity for them to act heroically, stuff like that.
Mm.
When in truth, even we don't see that way. I mean,
Exactly.
if you're going to tell me, develop, you need to go and you need to go and help. Is someone in the future, is somebody from the future gonna come tell me, develop, if you don't get Donald Trump elected as president at this year, the world is going to turn into a big fire. It's going to turn into a big fireball in 2025. You need to make sure he wins the election. Do you think with what I know now, gonna listen to this person in the future and say, guys, we need to go get Trump win? Hell no. No, they're always doomed. No, it's fine. Shame. I'm not gonna me help that thing.
That's
Sorry,
like
it's
that's
that's the fate of mankind.
that's my point about all of this. Is like I
So
said, I don't know the context, but what I'm saying is honestly,
the
even if
context,
for me, even if Jor-El was looking down on Earthlings, but he still considered it to be a good habitat for Superman, I'd still be okay with it. It doesn't mean he's an evil man. It just means that he considers
let
himself
me
to be
let
superior to the Earthlings. That's all.
there's a you see with the limited information you have, I can get why you'd say that. With
Mm.
what we know from what I've seen and what I'm sure
Yeah.
not my says, trust me, it's far worse. So
Okay,
that's
I'll see.
what.
I'll see what Bradley Cooper
Maybe that's
has to say in that scene.
So
I'll see. It's fine. Just want to get some.
maybe that's it. But I'm just saying in general. I hate when executives think they know better. Like, people
no,
came
here
before you. They wrote this thing
and
before you.
I'm so glad you brought up the product of executives. I figured out what the biggest problem with every single executive you're facing in this day and age is. And it's the same problem with everybody who's been born into a certain level of privilege and influence, is that they're trying their level best to put their mark in something.
Mm, mm. You know what I've noticed?
Because
A lot of people are trying to be the Chris Claremont or the Frank Miller. And when they do that, they end up messing a good thing because a Frank Miller and a Chris Claremont,
No,
those guys,
even Frank
I
Miller
get my
can't do
Fox.
Frank Miller.
Those guys come once in a while. They don't just,
yeah,
you don't have to
every
deconstruct
now
every story just so that it can become a great story because it doesn't work
mm,
all the time. You know what I
it's
mean?
not, and also it's not just to do with stories. I'm just talking about in life in general. When somebody has been born to a certain level of privilege, where
Mm.
that privilege can influence the wake of the world, and all they need to do is that they've got nothing that left that they can do to make their mark in the world. So the next best thing is to do is to basically break down what somebody else has built. Right now we've got
All right. Anyway, tangent Kai, because we have gone way off of
no,
Eyes of Wakanda. Woof.
no,
But
I'm
anyway,
gonna circle back to Eyes of Wakanda for a minute there because I was trying to explain that
Yeah, because
we've got some rich
this is
exec.
about executives
Mm.
meddling in existing
We've got some rich executive trying to impose his will upon this story because he wants to make his mark in the history pages. Because even if he lives or dies, all he sees in himself is the child of the man who made it from the ground up. They'll never give him the same level of space as the guy who made it. I mean, the way they're so departed from reality, they think that $1 million is a small loan. And now
Yes.
they're trying to say, look, I made something out of my life when everybody's seen that everything has been given to you on a silver platter. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to give meaning on somebody else's idea because
Mm.
they can't think of something of their own because of the privilege they have lived their entire lives with. And what do we have? Lo and behold, we have a
Like when I
billion
have
dollar
beef with
IP.
Trump tonight. Mm.
Uh, did I mention Trump now when I was busy talking about
A
this
small
thing?
loan, privilege, born in privilege. Who are you talking about? Do you
The
want
Kevin
them Mutumbu?
Feige's,
Come on.
the Kevin Feige's, the Elon Musks. I'm talking about all of them. I'm talking about
Wait,
all of them.
was Feige born in privilege?
Hell yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I defy find me one CEO that has made it from the ground up without any level of influence in this day and age, especially if they have billions in their bank accounts. Oh, we just lost Mr. Buckmeister.
I mean, Steve Jobs didn't really grow in privilege, but I hear you.
Yeah, but then and his friend Wozniak, was he also broke and living from the pits? And whoever invested in that business, well, they
Those guys were building Apple in a garage. If they were privileged, they wouldn't be building Apple in a garage.
so they say the same. They say the same shit about Google. They say the same shit about YouTube. They also say the same shit about Facebook
And Amazon.
and Amazon. But look at the amount of privilege they had.
Well, I wouldn't know. I'm not there.
I'm no
I
longer.
think just switch off your video, Buck.
Can you guys hear me now?
We can hear you now. Yeah. Can you
All right,
hear us?
everybody looks like they're moving again. Yes, I can hear you guys. All right, let's just keep going.
I think
All
switch
right,
off your video, man.
I wanted to circle back to what's happening with the Eyes of Wakanda is that we have somebody who's trying to improve and somebody who's trying to tell that
Cam,
story.
if it does it again, I'll turn it off. But sorry, Tebelo, go ahead.
Okay, I was saying we've got somebody who's trying to tell his story through the Black Panther IP because nobody, and that's another danger, and I mentioned this for years now, is that there are no new stories being given the time of day. So what happens is writers are now taking these existing IPs and then they're trying to put their own mini stories inside it. So they're trying to write whatever stories they have. So somebody had a brilliant story about uh to the Memnon and Agamemnon and everything. They must have had a brilliant story about the Trojan War,
Yeah.
but it wasn't getting the light of day. So what
Been
happened
getting
is
rejected for years.
they spliced it, they genetically coded it, and then they coded it up with a lot of Wakandan undercurrents. And then they said, okay, it might be palatable enough for someone to say, no, this looks interesting. It looks like an interesting spin, and we're going through. We've seen it happen. I've seen it happen in Star Wars. I mean, what's this one? And Andor is a spy flick. It never should have been in Star Wars in the first place. It's the only reason why it was in Star Wars is because it's the only acceptable IP it could have been told through. But if it was a science fiction spy flick, it would have made billions. But with other Star Wars name into it. But here we are because the only people with the money to invest in these shows are these guys who've got the Star Wars and the Black Panthers and the whatever else is being churned out now. And then they're busy trying to spoil things that have meaning for us because they're trying to impose their will, just like any very executive out there. That ends my rant. Whew, I've spoken a lot. Let me finish. Let me just.
No, but I mean, like this is what I'm saying though, is that like first off and foremost, right? The thing that made you the money. Why don't you do that?
Because it's the
I
thing
don't
that
get
made my
it.
dad. It's the thing that made my dad the money. And if I'm doing the same thing that my dad did, who am I?
But you weren't here for the freaking thing when it was starting. Like, this is what I'm trying to understand.
Look, I can feel it. You see that frustration they're feeling? That's exactly how every single person is feeling when these people are trying to mess things up. And then the end result
No,
comes, and then they're pissed
like,
off, and then they think, then they feel like the emo kid from a goth band. Nobody gets the art. Wake me up inside. And I'm like, everyone's like,
you
you
know
know
what?
this.
Maybe you need to just get off. Like, stop smoking that hookah. Stop hanging out in French cafes, and just sit down and understand that something came before you. I'm sorry. You want to make your own IP? Grind. Do it. We're in an era where it's way more easier now than it has ever been. Okay? Like, if 100 people see your comic, that couldn't have happened 30 years ago.
Mm, mm.
Bug.
That
For those
just
who might be watching this video for the first time, what's your grievance with Eyes of Wakanda? Because
Okay, my grievance with Eyes of Wakanda is that it destroys a lot of lore about Wakanda. The MCU has been destroying the lore of Wakanda for a very long time, and this is just
Systematically.
another stone.
Can you
This is
give us an
another stone.
example of
And
what they
okay,
destroyed?
let's go to a movie that's actually beloved, that actually featured T'Challa, right? Infinity War. Where the hell is the rest of the army? Why is it two clans?
Na na
It's
na
two.
na 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 na
Budget? I
na.
don't know.
Two clans.
Ibam Perry.
Like
Ibam Bear.
Black Panther, there was a bunch of clans in that thing. There was the River Tribe, there was the Border Tribe, there was where are they?
Heck the
When
way.
the aliens are
Heck
next
the way.
door.
I need to ask you something. How big is Wakanda? You know why I'm asking? I know that they were fighting by the border, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not making a case for them because I already answered. I'm just assuming that budget probably had something to do with it. But just hear me out. Would all the clans be by the border?
Yes. If it's an
That's why I'm
invasion.
asking how big it is because let's say for argument's sake, Wakanda is as big as South Africa, right? Let's just say.
Say Lesotho.
Will all 11 official speaking people be at the Cape Town, you know what I mean? By the shore when there's an
No,
alien
here's what
invasion?
I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. If it's war for the country,
Yeah.
we all getting deployed. Where the enemy
And
is, we
besides,
have to be there.
yeah, and
And
besides as well,
especially if we have spaceships that can travel countries in a night. Remember, T'Chaka's spaceship landed in America and was in hours. Black Panther 1,
In the
T'Challa's
MCU?
ship, it goes, yes, in the MCU. This is MCU. I'm not even
Used the
mentioning
spaceship
comic
in the
book.
MCU.
Yeah, T'Chaka in Black Panther 1, after he killed Killmonger's father, they left him and they died in a spaceship. That
Right.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm thinking
T'Challa.
Civil War. I'm thinking Civil War, sorry.
Yeah. No, even Civil War, if you want to do Civil War, Black Widow shocks T'Challa and stops him from chasing Bucky. Bucky and Captain America in a whole other country, T'Challa tracked them down within hours.
But I hear okay, is there anything else? I mean that
No, okay, here's another one. Here's
that
another
can be
one.
debated.
Everybody can take the herb. Everybody can take the herb.
since
No,
when? Since when?
no, this
Since
never
when?
been a thing. It's never happened. You can't, like, nobody can just eat a heart-shaped herb and they super strong now. That's not how it works. Like Nakia
Well,
trying to give him Baku the heart-shaped herb is insanity.
it was that, and if that was not how it worked, then the super soldier serum was basically worthless from the get-go.
Oh, not even that. Like people were saying, why don't you just give everybody the herb? Because you want a bunch of super strong soldiers to defend your thingy. Like when Namor was invading, why didn't they just give every soldier the herb? No, you can't do that. Reason being is because it's tied to the bloodline of Bashenga. You have to be a descendant of Bashenga in order to eat this thing. And every tribe has their own way of which they power up their people or whatever. They have their own rituals. You don't have to be eating the heart-shaped herb. Oh my god.
It's that.
Shuri is the tech genius. Shuri is the tech genius. She's not stupid.
I mean, they needed to give her something to do. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that was a good choice, but how else are you gonna what is Shuri gonna be doing in this thing?
Killing people. She was supposed
in
to
the comic
collapse.
books, they differentiated them just fine. In the sense that they made her headstrong and somebody who leaps before she looks. And then she gains wiseness and intelligence, and she starts going back into the history of Wakanda, and she becomes the historian over T'Challa because she knows things about Wakanda's history pre the Black Panther's existence. Oh my god, okay. Wakanda Forever. T'Challa dies. What? And in their own lore in the MCU, their own lore. I'm not even talking the comic books. I'm not mentioning the comic books here. Your own lore.
In their head
where
canon.
you froze Bucky. You froze Bucky. Your own lore. You froze Bucky. Put him in the ice machine.
Yeah,
Can't do
cryogenically
that for
frozen.
T'Challa.
No. He's too powerful.
Dude, despite that,
The-
T'Challa himself told Killmonger that he can save him. Moments
After
before the
impaling
movie
him.
died.
After literally shanking him in the chest.
Yeah,
Prisoner style.
exactly. So
oh my gosh. And like again, T'Challa, he's not like they don't even make him that much of a strategist. Like I'm just saying in the little things. Like the way they fought the war in Infinity War, that's not how T'Challa would have done that unless he was knowing that he's setting up a distraction for something else.
Yes.
And also, where was the tech? Where was the ships to fly and blast these things? Why is it just the Avengers fighting aliens on foot?
And
And
why
now we get to Eyes of Wakanda.
Can you also ask how did the Bifrost manage to penetrate the shield?
Okay.
I don't know.
What was did they get an email in advance? We have a Bifrost opening from Thor, Odin said, and then Vision lying down the bed, let him through. He's a friend.
Or Stormbreaker can
No, and I'm saying
hack shields.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
apparently
yes.
so.
And I'm just saying, like, where is the tech? Where is the lasers? Where is the things that you were using in Black Panther 1? You're contradicting your own lore. Like in Wakanda in the comic books, there's giant panther robots. There's freaking lasers that blow ships out of the sky. There's bombs.
That sounds
There's
expensive,
giant
bro.
mecha suits.
Not that they
You're
not that they
Marvel.
couldn't have done it because they decided to use that location, but I'm just saying it sounds expensive as F.
It sounds expensive as F,
okay.
and it also sounds lazy as F, because you know what I've realized. Another thing that it irks, but it's also the truth of what's going on, is that big production films are they are trying to churn out big budget brilliance on a timescale that is practically unsustainable.
100%. Which is one of the things that we actually
No.
need to talk about, right? So Kevin Feige was talking about how they were gonna reduce some of the budgets for the upcoming movies that they're gonna be having going forward. One of the things that he mentioned is they're gonna be releasing like 3 movies in a year, as opposed to like the number of movies that they've been releasing these past few years. Also, that they're gonna release 1 television series a year. So you can see
They're
that
running out of
they're
money.
now trying to sort of, I mean, also they're gonna be shooting in the UK, for example, because as
It's
opposed to
cheaper there.
Hollywood, but projects such as Ashkana Yahya Abdul Mateen, he has a
Oh God, Wonder Man.
Wonder
The thing
Man.
no one
Wonder Man
asked
has to be
for.
in Hollywood because it's
No,
about
no
Hollywood.
one asked for.
But I think
Nobody was looking for this.
no, nobody, no. Look, man, the fact that they did Agatha for me
All
is
along.
was just I don't know why they were doing
No,
that.
but the thing is, Agatha, at least you can have an argument that she was in WandaVision.
But
That's
nobody
at
asked
least
for, but
an
nobody asked
argument.
for Agatha, bro. Like,
It
no.
was
No,
Agatha
but I'm
all
saying Wonder
along.
Man has no basis, no foot, no nothing, nothing, dog, nothing. The biggest connection they have is that he's connected to Trevor somehow because they're both actors.
Wow. Is that it?
Who's Trevor?
They, don't you remember the Mandarin? I'm Trevor
Oh,
Mate. I'm an
him.
actor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he shows up in Wonder Man. Easter egg. Yay. What?
Ben Kingsley is just making money for no reason at this point. Oh, you guys want me again?
No. I'm saying, what a waste of Yahya Abdul Mateen. What a waste.
Like, Ben Kingsley is a thespian note. Like,
No, I mean, yeah, Ben Kingsley, yes, but I'm saying they had a chance to bring in a black superhero and do something with
I could have
him.
made him Blue Marvel.
Wonder Man.
Yeah.
Wow. Remember what happened? Who remembers the Blade movie that was supposed to come out? When again?
Yo. And the thing is, they still have, people are still asking Mahershala Ali about the,
Yeah,
stop
and he's
asking
like,
him.
ask Marvel. I'm ready.
I've been ready.
It's like, yeah, dog, but I think it's too late now. I think they need to recast you. But anyway, my point being is like, what are we talking about? And then just coming back to Eyes of Wakanda, I'm gonna wrap up on Eyes of Wakanda or whatever, because I think everybody's gotten the gist of what I'm saying here. But the problem is, right? You keep knocking the stock out of what Wakanda is supposed to be. If Wakanda's been getting robbed for years, what makes them special now?
Yeah.
You gotta understand the
Even
perception of
now,
Wakanda in the
even
MCU.
Namor has even the well, Atlantean have got vibranium in this universe, which is for me was one of the dumbest things that they've ever mentioned.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense. And then I'm saying, if Wakanda has been getting jacked like this for centuries, don't you understand that this makes them one of the biggest L takers in your universe?
Ah, shame they don't
Like,
care.
all they've been doing is puffing their chest, talking about the Dora Milaje have jurisdiction wherever. We are Wakanda, whatever. What. But you've been taking L's for this long. No victories.
Too many cooks in the
Because
kitchen.
Black Panther 1 was an internal struggle. It wasn't outside forces, it was an internal struggle. It was civil war. Wakanda forever. Outside forces stepped in and mammoted them.
Twice.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the Dora Milaje lose their target. Bucky has to help. And I don't care what anybody says where, oh no, they knew where he was. Then why didn't they just go pick him up? Why are they letting Bucky get this monologue off his chest to pick up Zemo? She-Hulk, a random dude has a vibranium, random guy has a vibranium spear. How?
Yeah,
How did he get it?
guys?
Oh, sorry. Wakanda has consistently taken L's in the MCU. Consistently. Like, they didn't upgrade their defenses after Infinity War because they had the same defenses that got... No, they got worse defenses because now their shield is controlled by Braz who play drums. Like, what in the Lion King on Broadway? Raise the shields.
So what happens
yeah.
when those niggas have to, go on break? Are the shields down now all of a sudden?
No, bruh. The enemy is here. Whether you have to...
Yeah,
You
dude.
can't be taking a
And
spear
there's a
and
laser
throwing
in
it.
front
You
of
can't
you.
be trying to fight.
Makes no sense,
So
though.
no. MCU Wakanda is just, it's been bad. Like, the only thing is, it's a testament to how great Chadwick Boseman was, because as long as he was there, we weren't thinking about these problems. But now that they've killed the character off and they've made it permanent, you're
Yeah,
just
but
looking at it like, what are you...
also
And
just before
yeah,
he left us, he was not on good terms with Marvel because they were trying to shift his character to they were trying to make Shuri the main protagonist now and sort of like put him in the back foot. And he was not. I mean, that's the rumor that
no, it's
floating
confirmed. It's
around.
confirmed.
Yeah.
That's confirmed.
So whether we liked it or not, we're still gonna have a female Black Panther, even if Chadwick was still alive. So
No, I think he would have been able to fight it. I think he would have been able to fight it.
this nonsense that Ryan is saying about how it was always going to be about T'Challa and his son and all of that. I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
No, but I'm just saying, but I'm saying, why are we doing this? Why are you destroying, like, this is supposed to be, this was the equivalent of Black Lord of the Rings. This was the equivalent of, yeah.
I love your
Sorry, go ahead, Timber.
question because you've already had the answers multiple times. You've said it so many different times. I think right now
Oh, but
the biggest problem.
that's typical Buck though. He already knows answers to these questions.
Yeah,
It doesn't make it right, damn it.
Yeah, the fact of the matter remains, and like I've mentioned, it's a matter of race, it's a matter of propaganda, it's a matter of these executives trying to impress the world. Up until it hurts enough, they're not going to change.
But I also think there's this oversaturation of African history that they're trying to inject in Wakanda to such an extent
Yeah,
it's unnecessary. For example, what Buckmaster said about the whole drum thing becoming shield of Wakanda, just so that you can show us Africans playing drums. It's
yeah, no, no, no.
unnecessary, my
Yeah,
G.
no, Africans play drums all the time.
Yeah,
They
you could
could,
just have a party scene and have them play the drums. Honestly.
yeah, you could have done that. Heck, you could have had the beads. They literally have beads that can flick people's spines. They could have used those beads to deactivate those shields. Like we detect the bead signature of the Queen Ramanda. Lower shields. Problem solved.
So, just to add on to what Buck says, like Wakanda alone is a multi-billion dollar idea for Marvel, done
It
right.
was.
I
Yeah,
also said, and I'll also say, and maybe that's the direction they're going for. X-Men alone is a multi-billion dollar concept,
on its
done
own.
right.
Done right.
Fantastic
Heck,
Four
all
as
of
well,
them.
multi-billion
All
dollar
of them.
concept, done
All of them.
right.
For the love of God, I still hate what they've done with Thor. Thor is $1 billion industry, IP on its own. Thor on its own could have made these people billions if they
No,
actually stuck to
also
the.
Marvel. You know what? You know how you're doing this whole revamp, Marvel? Maybe hire
Yeah.
people that like the characters. How about that? Revolutionary, I know.
How
Whoa.
dare you
Yeah, I think
like the character?
let's segue into that. So as I've mentioned already, uh, the cutting costs budget wise, shifting locations, and
Mhm.
what else did I mention? One TV
Let's not even
series
forget.
in a
Let's not
year.
even forget. Also, oh, okay. I don't know if you're going to bring this up on the docket later, but we'll stick to this for now
All
because
right.
Kevin Feige's statement, especially
Yeah.
around Brave New World, that's a big one.
All right. So what do you guys think about that? Then we'll get to Brave New World.
Okay. The first thing I want to say is anybody that's wanting to be like it was the quantity that was the problem. No, it was not.
That's what
If everything was
No,
good,
Feige said that as well, by the way.
no. But I'm saying here's the problem. If it was all good, we wouldn't care.
Mm.
You're talking to comic book fans,
Yeah.
first off and foremost. DC releases how many Batman runs? 100 Batman runs. Everybody reads everything. Or they just pick what they like.
Yeah.
They don't stop releasing Batman runs. They don't stop releasing Spider-Man. They don't stop releasing Avengers. They don't stop. Comic
Yeah.
books never. The cartoons you get 30. You can get 30 of the same character in one cart. Like one character can get 30 cartoons, and the fans of that character they'll watch all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point, people who like Spectacular Spider-Man also watch Spider-Man the animated series, also watch Spider-Man Adventures, also watched the Ultimate Spider-Man, even though they hated some of that. Point being is they watched all of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's never fatigue. It's always that it's bad. We're not tired of superhero stories. We're tired of bad stories. And the problem is that when you were releasing all of these shows, they were mediocre to middling to bad.
Yeah.
I'd like to add on that a little in agreement to that. Basically what he's saying is it's never been about the quantity, it's always been about the writing. Um and Netflix announced that almost 50% of its viewership is coming from anime.
I'm not
And you're
surprised.
gonna and you're going to tell me that if you pay attention, anime is being released, new seasons of everything is coming out every single year.
Look,
Uh
dude, they're basically competing with
they've got
Crunchyroll right now. That's what's
they've
happening
got the basically competing with what?
with Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll.
Yeah. And Crunchyroll is releasing summer releases, winter releases. On top of those winter releases, we've got movies, we've got OVAs, we've got I could go on and on and on and on. And the reason why people are clamoring to this thing is because the quality of the story outweighs the outweighs the ridiculousness of
Dubbing.
the creation costs. Then and dubbing is improving. I remember, and this comes from a devout dub hater, but the dubs are improving. I mean, who's watched Free Run?
I have.
Yeah, no, Free Run was not bad.
Even
Free Run was
the
dubbed
Yeah.
Apothecary Diaries as well as
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
it
I'm
was
saying like the
it was
dub
the
was.
first time
I still
for the
watched it. I
first.
still preferred it in Japanese, but I was like, yeah, no, the dub is actually pretty good.
Hmm.
Also,
This
Danda
is
Dance dub.
freaking testing.
Dan is good
Yes.
as
Yeah, I'm
well.
saying Danda Dance dub surprised me because I heard their voices and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. And then eventually I ended up watching a whole episode in the dub, and I was like, this is not bad.
These new gen voice actors are really good actually. Because it's
My
like
point.
guys our
Yeah.
age and guys younger than us that are
And I know we are
voice
busy
acting now.
we busy laugh at the Crunchyroll Awards and say that it really doesn't have much meaning because it's all viewer voter based and stuff like that. So there's no room for nuance and artistic license. Uh, but still, because of those awards, voice actors that are in Portuguese, Brazilian,
Hmm.
um, German, all these guys are getting awards. Did you know what's happened? The quality of the dubbings in all these various levels has suddenly leveled up. Suddenly, we've gone from that embarrassment we saw when Payne was busy talking about Shinra Tensei back in the day.
Oh my God, it was the
In all
German one,
the
right?
in all the different languages to like, wow, I could actually learn German like this, you know? So
Hmm.
we see
Yeah.
this
No,
and
what was it? I forgot what was it.
I don't remember. I just remember it so bad. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, yo.
Um,
I was like, we went from Shinra Tensei to Almighty Push to something. I was like, you didn't even try. Like, I don't speak the language, but you as a voice actor, you didn't even throw
you
in
weren't
any
paid for this, were
emotion
you?
next.
And for those
Yeah.
people, that's their Shinra Tensei. For them,
Yes.
that's it.
You know, that's it.
Ah,
Then on top of that, we also have Crunchyroll biting down on its moral center, even though you could some argue it's a publicity stunt. I mean, I don't know if you heard the news about there's one of the shows that they found out that the German translation was done by ChatGPT, and they overhauled the dubbing company. They literally cut them off.
No.
And that's in
wow.
a dub in German.
No, that's no. But I'm just saying, like this
So
thing of it was the quantity. It was the quantity.
it was
No,
never the
part of the
quantity.
problem is that you guys didn't even have the people talk to each other. The multiverse changed movie to movie. First, it was a timeline. Then it's a
Facts.
dream sequence.
Then it was.
I just want to read an excerpt from the article that Smilo sent us
Mhm.
from Variety. It says, consequently,
All right.
Feige believes well-documented problems Marvel's been facing over the last few years stem from an overabundance of supply, not a sudden drop in demand. Look at Superman, he said of the hit film, which opened to 125 million domestically and has grossed $407 million globally to date. It's clearly not superhero fatigue, right?
Superman. Superman, Feige.
And then he
That,
continues to
that's
say,
that's your barometer.
huh?
I'm saying, like, here's the thing that gets really annoying about when people are talking about Superman. They seem to only count him in films.
Mm.
No, Superman and Lois was running pretty fine
Yeah.
when Man of Steel happened.
And never
Not
mind
to
the fact
mention
that
there was other animated films on top of that and
I
other
will
things.
say it. I will say it before and I'll say it again. The animated films have been literally carrying DC for decades now.
And the
Never mind
games. Mm.
and the
And the
games too.
series,
And the
animated
series,
series.
but
The point is, Superman never went away.
He's
This
always been
idea that he
relevant.
went away in
He's
film,
always
it
been
didn't, it
relevant.
didn't, it didn't happen.
He's been relevant
So
in the
of course, when
70s
there's
with Christopher Reeve. He was relevant as Superboy in the 80s. He was relevant, Dean Cain in the 90s. Early 2000s, it was Smallville with Tom Welling. Late 2000s, it was the animated other stuff, projects, movies. Then we had Superman and
Crisis of Two
Lois.
Earths is still one of my favorite movies.
Yep. Then we had this
Superman
Tyler
that
Hoechlin guy. Then we had Henry Cavill as well around that same era. So
yeah.
Superman has always been relevant, guys.
No, Brandon Ruth in Crisis of Two Earths, where he was slamming Tyler into the walls and stuff when he was dressed like Kingdom Come Superman. Superman been around. Like,
Been
and this is an
around.
industry, right? This is an industry that in the 90s adapted something called Bob Dwyer with Pamela Anderson.
Yes,
Do any of you know what Bob Dwyer is?
I do.
Yeah,
And
I forgot.
Stripperella,
Anyway,
which was an animated series created by Stan Lee.
Yeah, but I'm saying, did you know that Bob Dwyer was a comic book?
No.
It's
this is
based on a
strange.
comic book.
Okay.
Damn. Okay.
So you want to tell me an industry that will go adapt some obscure comic book that no one has read into a whole movie production?
Oh, bro, DC has
Would
been
just
doing that.
forget
DC
ab-
has been doing that for years. Like, there's a lot of DC projects
Jonah
that people
Hex.
don't
How
talk
did
about.
Jonah
You know
Hex
that,
get
right?
a movie, guys?
Despite Jonah Hex, dog, there's so many movies like Steel with Shaquille O'Neal. That's Steel, like the Superman related character Steel. Yeah, there's a movie
Yeah.
about him. And then Vertigo, Constantine, all those movies were DC, but they just want
No, there was I think there was another.
You're forgetting the.
Yeah,
Can you guys hear me?
we're forgetting what?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We also forget that they even had the audacity of adapting a film about Spawn. Sure, it was crap and the CGI was absolutely atrocious, but still,
Yeah, Image.
Spawn was
Image
adapted.
Comics.
Oh, I mean, look, hey, Spawn was popular in the 90s. My point being, right, this idea that Feige is saying that look at Superman, it's like Superman is the wrong barometer because for 10 years you were kicking Superman's ass in the films.
Look, I don't want to lie to you
You
guys.
were
I'm getting the
dominating.
impression that Kevin Feige is intimidated by James Gunn's moves. He's been talking about Superman for like these past few weeks. It's just been him talking about Superman, Superman, Superman. Like to an extent where he
Doesn't
was
make
saying that
sense.
he's gonna recast Tony Stark and Steve Rogers because we've been seeing different iterations of Batman and Superman
Here's
in the years.
here's
Oh,
here's what.
really? Oh, really?
Oh no!
Really?
Oh no!
I need the
Calm down!
How many
Calm
nerves
down.
did I hit this time?
All of them.
Is it the 64 palm? Am I Neji?
Wow! Yeah. What? Multiple iteration? What? Really? Huh?
Guys, we need to call BS when we see it. That whole not recasting T'Challa thing, he was just scared that people are not gonna embrace the new actor. That's it. Let's be honest. It was like, guys, you saw behind the BS from the get-go, didn't you? Come on.
I saw the BS behind
Yeah,
the BS. It wasn't the fact that you were scared. You was also being pressured by people for people not to push a certain narrative for a certain demographic. Because here's the thing, I hate to be that guy. Ultimately, when I look at America, I look at a country that's designed to serve the needs of its stakeholders over its consumer. Because that's how the
so they would rather not make money. They would rather not make.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you look at an IP like Black Panther that generates $1 billion, right? Most of these $1 billion sales came from across the board. Am I correct? Am I incorrect with that assessment, Mr. Blackbuster?
No, it made 700 million in the US domestic, and then it made the rest of its money across like a bunch of African countries, and then it made a million in China or something like that.
You see what I
But
mean?
basically it was the first time where it was like successful both domestically and internationally. And
But here's
yeah.
the thing. Internationally, it doesn't count for crap. Why? Because they don't know how to capitalize on this narrative for an audience that is outside this country. The biggest problem is that there's a cultural discourse between the US and the rest of the world, where in the US, success equals influence equals marketing equals money. Everywhere else, the jump from marketing to money is a big jump. That's why things like the creator fund for TikTok won't come to Africa because, yes, you can have a million viewers who like watching your stuff, but it doesn't mean that we're going to get a million people who buy whatever this person is saying you should buy.
So
It's
you're saying that
because
they didn't think they'd get their return on investment.
they won't, they don't believe they'll get the return of investment by just sponsoring an IP that's just getting people from outside the borders attention. So and right now
Even
they're
though it
getting.
did, that doesn't like you have proof of concept. It
No,
happened.
yes,
Then
yes,
why
it
would they
happened.
do Captain America for that?
Because Captain America 4 is also another proof of that statement. Where now, because of a certain political climate and a certain skin tone, these type of movies won't sell. So let's defer back to something that sells. So we're gonna get people that look a certain way, so that they can generate circulate the market factor that has the most money, most pocket in money in their pockets. Whatever that looks like. I'm trying not to say it without saying it, right? I'm trying to be as politically
Just say
correct
it.
as possible. It's not my channel. It's not my channel, but
It's my channel. Say it.
that trying to cater to whichever demographic they believe has the most money or identifies with them the most. They can't identify with us because they don't know us. And as much as they're trying to, as much, and the only way they could get people who know us into the table is into making the IPs to put them in the table of which they don't want them in the table in the first place. Why was it that Mr. Chadwick was given so little money for making such a brilliant performance? Because if he had more
No, no,
shares
no.
and he had more, how much money did
Here's
you
the
make
th-
from that movie? How much money did you
here's the
make?
thing,
He
man.
made a few
For Black
millions.
Panther 1, he made about 3 million. For Black
Yeah.
Panther
Yes,
1, he made about 3 million.
Yes.
yes.
Right? Here's the problem. Fine, sharp. It's his first movie. You know Hollywood, you gotta get your name in the door, you gotta have some films behind you, etc.
What do
etc.
you mean it's his first
Fine,
movie?
cool.
It's his first superhero movie? Is that
I'm
what you're
saying first superhero movie,
Okay.
And it's like his first time he's becoming like a name. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like Jackie
Mm-hmm.
Well, as a
Robinson didn't
superhero,
make the
because
money.
he did your James Brown and all of that. But I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
but I'm saying they weren't smash box office smashers. They weren't like hugely successful at the box office. I
Okay.
think
If you're saying it's
Get
the
On Up
first,
made about
if it's the first movie with him as the
not
lead,
no, I'm not trying to say the first
that made a
movie.
lot of money at the box office. Okay, I hear you.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
That's all I'm saying. So I'm
here's
saying
the
like
thing.
Get On Up was great, but it only made 33 million at the box office. Jackie Robinson, great movie. He's great in it. It wasn't a smash hit or whatever.
Heck,
Um,
he was probably the best thing out of Gods of Egypt. He was the most closely Egyptian character there.
And he was
yeah.
acting his ass off.
Also, bomb. So
He was acting his ass off.
I
he
couldn't
was
resist.
he was going way too hard for something
The,
that
Yo,
o-
like
dog.
didn't deserve it.
the only actual African descendant in that movie was based on gods of Egypt, when the Egyptian gods are more
My
Caucasian.
nigga, that guy was acting his butt off.
I was like, wow.
Fun fact, he said that he did that so that at least Egypt could have some black representation. That's why he took the job.
Thank
Because that's
God.
the person that
Because for
Chadwick
the
Boseman
head,
is.
I'm sure he looked at the cast
Hey,
like,
I don't know why you're saying thank God. I think a bunch of black people are like, hey, dog, get out of there. Like, save yourself. You don't have to sacrifice yourself. That movie was bad. But anyway, my point
okay,
being is when we get to Infinity War, this is what I'm saying. When we get to Infinity War,
all
Tom
right.
Holland made more money than Chadwick Boseman, but Chadwick Boseman had the bigger movie. Like, why
Yes.
was it
Why are
that
you
Chadwick
surprised,
Boseman
though?
couldn't get a higher salary?
That's what
No,
I'm
but
trying
I'm
to
saying this is my
communicate.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead,
That's
develop.
what I'm trying to communicate is that these people, they don't want people like us having a share of the table.
Emila, just say black people,
Now,
please, Emila. Stop beating around the bush.
Ah.
Call a spade a spade.
yeah, it's they much rather they'd rather use us as a marketing angle because they say, "Oh, look, we are giving the little man a chance to make it big in life." But then anything that has to do with lasting financial success and influencing a generation with regards to an IP, they won't let him in the table. They're not gonna let us.
So Shang-Chi is fucked.
It's been fact.
Monica
Let's leave
Rambeau.
that.
We're not like
Yeah.
number 2 has not happened for when was the
It's-
last one?
Why?
Seemingly you've been waiting to spin kick somebody, and he has not had a chance.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
Kevin Feige has also said that Miles Morales is not going to happen anytime soon until Sony releases the third film of the Across the Spider-Man franchise. Not because he doesn't want to, but because Sony, that's what Sony said. They said,
Sony's protecting its
No,
money,
but
you know?
No, but like here's the other thing, right? Here's the other thing with Kevin Feige that's just getting to me. Look, I was on the Kevin Feige train at some stage. I'm not even gonna lie. Somebody will find a video, have at it.
pre-Endgame,
But
me, pre-Endgame.
Yeah, but like the
Yeah.
thing is, is that
Y'all were
he
glazing him
had
up, I
comic
know.
book writers in the room. This is what I'm not understanding. People who understood the material were there. It's not that you need to make one-for-one things. Debello, you can attest to this, ne? Earth's Mightiest Heroes, right? Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Was that 100% accurate to the comic books that you've
No,
read?
it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Guys, the fact that they made Jarvis an AI thing was not comic book.
Yeah.
Jarvis is Alfred of Marvel. So that in itself was a new thing that worked.
No, Hawkeye and Black Widow's relationship in that show. Has that ever been a thing in the comic books? No.
It was a thing, guys. I've said this before.
It was, yeah.
They have dated.
But they have dated. No, but I'm saying not as agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, it's
No.
Hawk. It's not. It's
Hawk, no.
Black Widow and the Hulk. Like,
Yeah,
what the
Black
heck did
Widow
that
and the
come from?
Hulk. That's the thing that
Like, what the heck? What the
Betty
heck? What the
Ross.
heck did that come-
Just get Betty Ross. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Where the hell did that come from?
Yeah. Oh, I forget. No, Kim is right. But what I'm saying is that the way that like they having them both work for Shield as Shield agents, that wasn't a thing.
No.
Heck, Black Director Fury wasn't a thing.
Well, until the
No, and then they even made him look like
They
Sam
look like
Jackson
Samuel
towards the
Jackson,
end.
like
but
anyway.
they're lucky that he didn't sue them because he could have, but then he said, if y'all make a movie, just include me in it. And nigga has been making
No, I'm
movies ever since.
not even talking about that. I'm talking about in Earth's Mightiest Heroes. But I'm just saying T'Challa's whole origin in Earth, origin in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, right? It changed. It's completely different. He's not supposed to be a grown man when his father dies. He was 13 when it happened. And T'Chaka died to Claw. That's why Claw is T'Challa's one of T'Challa's biggest villains. But the thing is, with all those changes, they honored the source material because they got the core of the characters correct. They got the core of the characters right. Everybody there, we recognize them, we understand them, we see them. We're just like, yes, your story changed a little bit, but you as a character, Captain America is Captain America. T'Challa is T'Challa. Thor is Thor. The Hulk is the Hulk.
Yeah, look,
This is all we're
it
asking
does
for.
look a bit sus that, Kang is not really getting, the treatment that he was supposed to get. That Sam Wilson is not getting the treatment he's supposed to get. Rhodey is not getting the treatment. Monica Rambeau is not getting the treatment. Nick Fury himself now is not getting the same treatment. Look at Secret Invasion. Like almost every African American, even Isaiah Bradley, is not getting the treatment he's supposed to get.
No, Eli Bradley. Like, that, we're going to talk about it, but in Captain America 4, they almost called Isaiah Bradley the Patriot.
Dear God. I mean, yay.
So,
I'm glad they didn't.
Wait. No, but I'm just saying, that was an idea on the table. There was even a costume for it.
And you know what? You know what also? I mean, look at how...
But they already introduced Eli, did they not? In Falcon and the Winter
but Eli ain't do nothing. Eli hasn't done anything.
No,
Eli
I get you. I'm just saying they already
active.
introduced his character in
Well, the casuals don't know who the Patriot is. If they just decided Isaiah Bradley was the Patriot, everybody was going to be like, well, it's the MCU. It's not the
Yeah, but honestly
Yeah.
speaking, the MCU has been a jumbled mess from the jump. Let's be honest, guys. Look, let's be honest.
It has been. It has been ever since Infinity War. And
No, the first Iron Man. It's
before.
been a jumbled mess since then, to be honest.
Actually, yeah, you're right. You're right. But
but no, here's why I'll disagree
But
with that, right?
we've allowed it. Like, for example, I Am Iron Man, that was improvised, if you guys remember. And because we know that he was supposed to be his bodyguard. That's fine. It's a small thing. It's neither here or there. The Jarvis thing also, it's fine. It works. It makes Tony Stark convincing as a genius and an engineer and someone who needs more hands because he can't be doing everything himself. In 2008, it's understandable. But the other things that they've been introducing in the MCU, we've just been letting it slide because it was not that bad. But then they started taking it too far now with the
No,
Mandarin.
that's yeah. Like, but what I'm saying is, Kim, to your point, yeah. And the thing is, at least you felt like comic books were in the room. You felt like somebody there read something.
yeah.
Like Avengers, Black Widow's not supposed to be there. Hawkeye's not supposed to be there. Captain America's not supposed to be there. Initially, the founding members, it's Iron Man, it's Thor, it's Ant-Man and the Wasp, and the Hulk. Those are the founding members.
And Thor.
And if you pay attention to Earth's Mightiest Heroes, who are the founding members of the Avengers?
Yeah.
Yeah, Captain America came later.
Just now, yeah.
Yeah, Captain America came later, kicked their asses, and then realized, oh, you guys are good guys. Yeah. In fact, every new addition to the Avengers started by having
you gotta beat up the Avengers for your audition.
Look. Hawkeye being in the MCU as an Avenger, even though he was not a founding member, it makes sense because later he becomes a member and he becomes the leader of the West Coast Avengers. I understand why they would sort of put him in there. It kind of makes sense because he is relevant in Avengers lore. I get it. It's not bar for bar. The timelines are messed up and jumbled up. I understand why he would be there. Black Widow, I don't understand.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though is that at least you but I'm saying when you look at what they were doing with him in Avengers, even with Age of Ultron, which I know you have problems, but I'm saying it felt like there was somebody there that was like, okay, Clint Barton. No, Kim does. I'm saying Clint Barton at least felt like he was
does Kim have problems with Age of Ultron?
Yeah, I do. But I love Hawkeye. I've always loved Hawkeye, always.
Who was the biggest supporter of Age of Ultron? Because I know there was one of us is like,
oh, it's you. Okay.
Oh, it's you. Okay. Because I know me.
Even though now that Wakanda Forever has happened, now I'm pissed off. But anyway, my point being is that okay, but anyway, we've discussed this. My point being is that at least it felt like there were comic books in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like Thor 1, you felt like there was a Thor comic book in the room.
Yes.
Even Thor 2, I understand it's bad. Thor 2, I understand. No, it's not bad. It's mediocre. That's Thor 2's biggest problem. Is that
it's mediocre. I was pissed off because they took away from the imagery. Thor 1 had a specific imagery that gave it an out-of-world feel, like this is an alien civilization, but it's sort of like human adjacent. We've got a huge, sprawling, almost never-ending throne room. We've got a huge golden throne. And then Thor 2, it basically became Vikings in space.
Yeah. I just want to read something else from this
article. But I'm saying... All right, go ahead.
Starting in 2023, audiences began to sour on Marvel's content on the big and small screen. As Variety reported in June, only 3 of the 22 films in the Infinity Saga grossed less than 500 million worldwide. Since the pandemic, however, 7 out of 13 movies in the MCU have failed to reach that milestone. Viewership for Marvel streaming shows, meanwhile, has also steadily declined. According to the data from Luminate, so most recently, Thunderbolts, which earned some of the best reviews Marvel's received in years, has only grossed 380 million globally. That's the standard at the moment.
Not even like So not even their budget.
Not
Yeah.
even. And you remember they sort of tried to rebrand it at the last minute and said the new Avengers, and people still
That was
didn't
so stupid. That was so
people still didn't care.
stupid.
They still didn't care about this movie.
No, it was so stupid. First off, Thunderbolts asterisk. Why? None of the people are there in the Thunderbolts.
Hmm.
Okay, sharp.
You didn't
And
even
then
do a Zemo cameo, bruh, in a
no,
Thunderbolts movie.
on top, yeah, bruh. And then on top of that, you're having them box the void, the
Wow.
sentry.
Yeah.
No, I think sure.
Look, I
The,
get it. Okay, everybody's broken. They can help Bob with his mental issues. Great. You probably should have tried to appeal to the people who are fans of this character because they're going to go back again and again and again and again and again. This is the other thing that Marvel has a problem with. You keep thinking your hardcore fans are not the people that you're supposed to chase. The casual fans are going to give you the millions. I'm sorry, you need to find a happy medium. Reason being is because hardcore fans will go watch the same movie in theaters 10 times
Yeah.
over to make it more successful.
100%. And also, so Kevin Feige, just going on here as this article keeps going, he's like, yeah, look, people were saying that they needed to watch the show first, some of the shows first in order to understand what was happening in Thunderbolts. I'll give you an example. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, in order to understand the character of John. What's his name again? John Walker. Is it John Walker?
Yeah, John Walker, yeah.
And then you need to watch Black Widow to understand Yelena Belova, or Hawkeye, also to understand the character's progression and all of that. You need to, like, basically, he's saying it's BS that you need to watch the TVs in order to connect the dots when you're watching the movie, because it's a standalone movie. You don't necessarily have to watch anything prior. But he's lying his ass off, because some of those things, some of the storylines wouldn't make sense if you didn't watch some of these movies. You know what I mean?
And the thing is, though, there's no direction. We're not going nowhere.
I want to say something else as well.
Go
I don't
ahead.
know how it's gonna come out though, because I'm trying to jumble up the ADHD madness that's in my head. So let me give me a second.
Well, when I Kevin Feige.
Simple.
Now, not the Baloney's grandpa. You see what you're doing, Kevin Feige?
No, no. Here's the thing. Oh, here's what I wanted to say. Has Kevin Feige not learned a single thing from watching Kathleen Kennedy?
Clearly not.
No, has he not learned? No, has he not learned anything from the previous films that he's been an executive producer on that he said he learned when he made these things?
No.
Like he was there for Spider-Man 3.
When
He
you're
was
too
there for
rich,
Spider-Man 3.
that's what happens, bro.
Yeah, that's when you're doing to try and pose your will on a position of privilege. I can see now
The hunger is gone.
every single film I've watched where it's become a cult classic, they've always mentioned that they somewhere or another they decided to stick it to one or more of the executives. I mean, like, did I tell you about the fun fact about Lord of the Rings? Not to circle back to it, but one of the funniest things.
Yeah.
Like one of the org generals is basically designed bar for bar as an insult to, is it Harvey Weinstein?
Oh, Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Yeah. Copy and paste. If you look at the org and you look at a picture of Harvey Weinstein, it's like,
Yeah,
you
isn't
I
that
don't
that
even know why they would
one-armed
do
orc?
that, because Harvey Weinstein
yeah,
is
that's the one
basically
out org,
the
yes.
reason Lord of the Rings became a trilogy.
But he wanted to make it one movie.
Yes, but he was the only option they had at that time. He was the only one that was
Up
interested in doing
until
this thing.
up until it got bought by who?
Anyway,
They literally had to buy another company literally to buy it, and then the person who bought it was a fan of Tolkien, and they're like, "What the hell is going on here?" When there 3 books, like, yes,
yeah,
then there should be 3 movies.
Oh, New Line.
You're
Oh,
right.
New Line.
New Line bought it, and then the executive was like, "Wait, there's 3 books. I remember 3 books.
Yeah,
Tolkien had 3 books. Like,
because
yes, then there should be 3 movies.
before being bought,
Oh, thank
Harvey
God.
Weinstein had given them a deadline and
Yes.
a crappy deal. And before Weinstein, nobody else wanted to buy this thing.
Yeah, it was difficult because they saw that horrible animated film. They also saw that the Tolkien estate was very pedantic about how it gets
Yes.
presented, and I will always respect the Tolkien estate up until Christopher Tolkien passed away. And then look at what they've done. I will never forgive you, Amazon. To me, Amazon, you're just like LexCorp. I wish there was a pseudonym to run you.
Bruh, please don't cuck on Lex Corp like that. That nigga is employing thousands of people.
Yeah, after he killed his father to get it.
Yeah, dude, he killed his parents to get life policies, and then he started Lex Corp with that money. That nigga. Anyway,
Alexism. But anyway,
Started
getting
from the
back to
ground up.
this, man. Okay, we need to also talk about the one of the bigger elephants in the room because Feige. Um, and then you had us. You fumbled the bag. You fumbled
We
the bag.
loved
Hey,
you.
fumble.
We believed in you. How could you
Hey,
do this to us?
look,
Alexa,
you know,
Alexa, play a hero falls.
one
Nah,
of
nah, nah,
my former
nah, nah.
CEOs
You are our brother,
in my
Feige.
former company, he said it's best to leave while you're on top. Leave
Nah,
while you're on top
yeah.
so that you can, keep your legacy. You know what I mean? Keep your reputation and all of that. Because that's what he did. While the company was still on top and everything was going well, he bounced. Kevin Feige, after Endgame, should have left.
And stayed away.
You're rich forever. You're rich forever. Like you're fine.
Yeah. He should have just stepped down.
I mean, even for those who should have left a little earlier, but still left with a little bit of integrity, look at how they're doing now. Everybody hated the prequels of Star Wars. Oh, look, Anakin can act. Oh, look, I hate Sand. Oh, look, CGI horrible mess. Now look at them. Now look at them.
Everybody
The way
now
they're
they
glazing
love Hayden Christensen, bruh. They
the
actually
way they're
can't wait to
glazing
see
Remember,
him back in
everybody at
Ahsoka
Star
season
Wars
2.
everybody at the Star Wars reunion had to apologize and say we love you, Hayden Christensen, to make him cry on stage.
People
Yeah.
were apologizing to him. The people were apologizing to Jar Jar Binks. People are apologizing
Come on
to
now. The actor who played Jar Jar Binks even had to come in one of these series to play a Jedi.
Mandalorian.
Oh
It was
yeah.
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. The
Super
second
duper
season.
apology right there.
Like, oh, I'm so sorry.
But I'm saying, getting back to Feige, this was the big
Fun
one.
fact.
I
Oh,
think,
wait. I want
yeah.
before like another thing that you see is that they've proven that the Disney adaptation of the Disney streaming of the Phantom Menace, that's lightsaber duel between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. They've proven that they've deliberately slowed it down so that it seems more palatable compared to the later releases of all the lightsaber battles. Somebody put screen for screen and show that
The fight
Disney
choreography.
Disney slowed down the fight
So wait,
choreography.
Disney came in and said put it on 0.5 times speed.
Because they're trying to make it seem like the jump from the prequels to the hot mess we saw with Ray Palpatine.
I
Like they can't. It still doesn't want people to notice.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's the thing.
sorry
Like,
about
hey, say what you want about those movies, but those saber battles were amazing. But yeah, just getting back to Feige, he came out, he said a huge thing about Captain America: Brave New World, which doesn't make sense. I think the movie flopped because Steve Rogers wasn't in it.
That's what he says.
Oh yeah, he did say that.
That's what he said.
Then why did you greenlight it?
What? Why did you have him hand the shield over to Sam if you didn't believe in Sam?
Yeah, why did you greenlight the thing? Why did you allow it to even begin? Why did you begin production if you didn't think?
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, why did you do that?
Also, it's one of those major cases where this man did not read the room because, child, this movie came out moments after Trump was busy. Oh, okay. Okay, I can say his name is your channel now. Trump was busy going play hating on people and calling them DEI hires. and all the rednecks were going like DEI higher, DEI higher this. And then there's a movie about how a black man inherited a white man's shield to become the next Captain American. All they saw was another DEI higher.
Yeah.
I mean, first off and foremost, I've never been a fan of that. I'm just saying now. I've had this conversation before and all of that stuff. Sam doesn't need the Captain America mantle. Falcon is his thing. He's built Falcon. Falcon should be his thing. He should be the
I mean,
Falcon.
it's canon though. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's canon.
No, I'm
It's
saying I
yeah,
hated it in the comic books as well because the problem was for me is that they never gave Sam Wilson a proper run until he became
yes.
Captain America. It was just like you couldn't find anything to do with Sam Wilson, even though he was there. Like he's been there almost as long as Captain America. You guys couldn't find anything to do with him.
Mm.
Only when he becomes Captain America, that's when people pay attention. That feels like the wrong message to me. So anyway, my point being is I was never a fan. But let's go with it because as Kim said, it's canon, right? They didn't use a Sam Wilson Captain America story.
They didn't. It was basically hijacked by the Red Hulk.
They didn't even use they didn't even bring in his love interest at the time, who was Misty Knight. You don't think that would have gotten some butts and seats?
And listen to what he
Oh,
said here. I just wanna, just adding on to what Devel was saying. Variety actually talked about this as well. He says, Marvel represents the world outside your window, right? And then he continues
Oh my
to say,
god.
I've always said it before DEI and woke became a thing, and after DEI and woke became a thing. Are we after? I don't think so. Miss Marvel and the Marvel star Iman Vellani as one of the greatest bits of casting we've ever done. And then he added to say, I can't wait to see her somewhere. So what he's trying to do is justify himself by
yeah.
quoting himself about something he said that is so generic back then about DEI and woke.
No, but also, first off, I don't have aliens outside my window. Stop it. I don't have giant blue lasers in the sky. There's no green giant man outside. Stop it.
Because now he's saying, just because he said something before DEI and woke became a thing, does it mean that there's still DEI and woke after this whole DEI and woke uh, trend?
No, but
But
here's
it's
the
also
other thing,
called.
right? Okay, I just want to finish this thought. Here's the other thing, right? Everybody out there, if you're a filmmaker or whatever, I'm sorry. Your story has to be good before your message. It has to be good before your message.
And stop
It
assuming that
can't
we are
be good
not.
after.
No, and also stop assuming that you're not media literate. The reason why it shows like season one of The Sandman was such a hit is because they respected our intelligence. They left enough room for
I'll
us to
even say
ponder.
probably the first 4, 5 seasons of Rick and Morty, they
Yeah,
tackled everything, dog. And people loved that show because they did not insult our intelligence.
yes, they didn't.
Yeah, I'm just saying, this thing of I don't like it personally. I don't like it when you want to put a bunch of if you want to put a black person in the lead or whatever, and the story is mid, and then that's
And
the defense
then
now.
And then
the
you
defense is
justify
that
it. Yeah.
then you justify the thinking that if you put a white person in the same role, that movie would not have been awful. I'm telling you, if you took the same plot to the Captain America 4 movie and put Steve Rogers in that movie, it still would have been it still
It'll
have been
It would have been
bomb.
disgusting.
garbage.
It would
Wait,
have been
so what
boring
are you
enough.
saying? What are you saying about Thor the Dark World? What are you saying about Iron Man 3? What are you saying
Yes,
about Iron Man 2?
The only reason those movies survive is because you like Tony, you
Robert
like
Downey.
the lead. No,
yeah.
I'm saying even if you want to say okay, Robert Downey, but I'm saying fine, you like Tony. Okay, let's say you like Tony. Iron Man 1 happened, you like Tony. Fantastic. Still, even if Tony is great, the movie around it not so great. It's just not.
Look,
Like
Tony was
Thor.
good.
I love
Good in Iron
Thor.
Man
I
1 and
love Thor.
Avengers movies. That's it. But those other two movies were hot garbage.
Not gonna lie, Thor used to be my favorite Avenger. I think it was
No, I'm saying
Thor.
I love Thor, right? And I'm one of the defenders of Thor 2 in a sense that it's not as bad as everybody says it is. But it wasn't phenomenal because they didn't write. They didn't write. It didn't happen. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, perfect example. We love every one of those characters. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, anybody talk about it?
Garbage.
No, because it was written badly.
What even happens in the Galaxy 2 again? Oh, Ego.
He
Hey,
meets his
That's where
father,
we
that's
find out
all.
about Ego.
And realize that his father's a douche.
That's it. My point being is that it has to, like, you have to, for me personally, if I'm representing people who have not been represented before, I have to write my ass off. I have to write to the best of my ability. It cannot be mid. If I was ever making a show where I have a gay lead or a gay black lead or whatever, I must do the utmost
But you
to
also
make
won't
this
try to
character good.
force to be too preachy about your story. You're just gonna make
no,
a story.
No, that's the thing. I'm
the
making a story first. Like, let's say if I have a message, right?
I'm
Even
just
if I have a
adding on to
message,
what you're
I'm making
saying.
like I'm saying, I'm making the story first. I'm making the story first, and then whatever messaging I have, that will have to come after, and I'll have to find pockets of which to put it in. Because guess
yes.
what? I'm still trying to entertain a person.
You're
Okay,
still trying
I
to entertain a
can't.
person. You're still trying to tell a message. And
Yes,
it so happens that I like characters that are whoever they are and they so happen to be black or they so happen
Guys,
to be.
Magneto's the best example.
Thank you. I'll
no,
go try myself
I'll
to
give it
speak
to you.
later.
Yes, yeah, I give
Yeah.
it to you. Like, no, a lot of the X-Men and things, the allegories came afterwards. And like, I mean, they didn't come as hard as whatever, but I'm saying the thing is that the story was completed before people tried to attach the messages. How I
Yes.
feel about the message is another story. But my point being, right? DEI, woke, what? Two things need to happen. First off and foremost, sorry, my camera went sideways. First off and foremost, as creatives, you don't make stuff with that stuff in mind. Don't. You just make your story. It's anything outside business is outside business.
Start and end for the love of God. Have the courage to give your story an ending. I'm sick and
Hey,
tired of these
hey,
people making soapies. I've seen enough of the bold and the beautiful to know that this thing is going to be repetitive. Can you give me a story that has an ending that I can be able to ponder and reflect on for the rest of my life? Life
like I
has
said,
endings. We all
leave
have endings. Stop.
while you're still on. I get it. Marvel Studios is a studio of Marvel IP. I get it. It's a business. You have no choice but to use Marvel for the rest of the business's existence. I get that. It makes sense. But my G, there's a time and place to end a whole universe. You can reboot everything, start from scratch, find a different cast, do a new universe, and give us
I
other
mean,
characters and make them interesting. It's fine.
that's exactly what you've done with I Herald His Beginning. I
That was
Herald
deliberate,
Your
by the way, I'm
End.
sure, because they realized that
I
there's no
have
way they were gonna include the Fantastic Four in that universe.
no. I think somebody mentioned that it's an excellent segue to them introducing Robert Downey Jr. as Doom. It's like,
Well, but
No,
if you saw the post-credit scene of Thunderbolts,
yeah.
that all went into the toilet because the Fantastic Four now are in F616.
Uh-oh.
but what I'm trying to say is, and look, I'm the comic book guy. I'm the guy who's been reading these stories for like 15 years. Like, the thing
That's
is,
over half
man,
his life for those
when
people who
you,
don't know.
Did you have to
yeah.
mention it?
So when,
No, no, it's
well,
because
actually,
something that
I can't say 15. I have to say 18. Actually, whoops. Anyway, but my point being is that, like, what's this?
you're old now.
There, thanks. But my point being is that yes, as an old dude, I'm as an old dude, I'm still like when I reread some of those stories, right? There's 600, 700, 1,000, 2,000 issues or whatever. The stuff that's good and the stuff that hit, if I got more of that, I'd be there. The reason that stuff hits is because the people who took up these IPs understood that they were making stories before they're making messages. I'm sorry. It has to be story, then message. And it always has to be in that order, because if you put the cart before the horse, people will miss the message anyway.
Look, I
Perfect
mean,
example, Captain Marvel.
to be fair, there are some anomalies, you know what I mean? Like Milestone Media, for example. Those guys were
Okay.
deliberate. You're
They
doing
were
a
deliberate,
piece.
but they still told stories.
No, I'm not disputing that. That's what I'm saying. There's anomalies. What I mean is, it's not that it doesn't necessarily work all the time. There are moments, even though there's rare moments, where those guys were deliberate that we want to make stories, especially for Black people with good characters, with good, positive guys that are not like, that don't sound like Luke Cage saying Sweet Christmas. You know what I mean? We need characters that sound like us, look like us, and actually are smart. Hardware, all those guys from Milestone that are really great characters.
Yeah,
But
what I want
they
to
still
point
came up
out,
with
but
great
what I want to,
stories, and made
yeah,
it
what
work.
I want
Yeah.
to point out though is that like the first arc of Static is just about him beating a bully,
Yes.
and in that when he got his powers, he was still the small kid that was afraid of the bully that he almost shot, and when he was about to shoot him, he realized that I'm better than this. That's his arc,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, there's inference, there's the gang violence, there's all of that inference around it. But when you get to the core of the story that's being told, it's about Virgil learning to stand up for himself. And
I'm not
stand up for
disputing that
himself.
at all. I'm just saying,
No, but what I'm trying to say though is that when we talk about messaging, the stuff you're talking about, it came later after Static was established as a person. This is what I'm
I
saying.
don't necessarily think that's the case, Buck. And I'm not disputing what you're saying, by the way. But what I'm saying is
Okay?
those guys from the jump, when they created that universe, the Dakota universe, with Icon and them, I mean, Icon is an example of exactly what I'm saying. They had a mission, right, to make sure that Black people are seen in a certain way, but they did not rub it in your face. You know what I'm saying? They did not say,
Okay,
Yeah,
what I'm
because
saying, we're
yeah,
saying, so we're saying the same thing, but essentially what
yeah.
I'm saying is that I get it. From Jump, they had a mission, yes, but when they were storytelling to establish these characters, they focused on the characters
which
themselves.
I'm saying
The
for the
only time I
millionth
can even
time
say
that I'm not disputing that at all. Yes, yes.
no, no, no. We've agreed. We're saying the same thing. But what I'm trying to just emphasize to the audience is what I'm saying is that when you get Icon, right, and you get Icon and everything and Rocket and stuff, the way Rocket is introduced, she's introduced as a girl in the neighborhood doing dumb stuff with her friends, breaking into people's houses or
Yeah.
whatever. They get that out the way. They establish all of that before they can even get to the political ramifications of Icon being a conservative and etc., where he has to learn stuff about the community that he's in and the community that he's serving, right? Hardware, another example. It's billed as a revenge story before we
Yes.
even get into the racism.
Yeah.
It's billed as this guy got screwed.
Yeah.
What are the implications of him getting screwed? But initially, it's Alva screws over Curtis Metcalf.
I forgot his
Curtis, I
name.
think his name is Curtis. Yeah, I think his name is Curtis. But anyway, point is the beginning of that story in the first arc is that Curtis got screwed. He was a smart guy, and the company took stuff away from him.
Yeah.
Right. Then later they start saying Alva's a white man, Alva's a this, Alva's a that. Right. So all these stories, when they started, they were like, we're gonna put story first. We're gonna make you care about these characters first, and then we're gonna get into the political ramifications around these characters. And that's the point. Like
I think
Captain Marvel. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
now I'm thinking another example of how you could write a story based on trying to tell a message, but you need to work in on a good story like that. It's like the first thing that comes to mind is that Code Geass is like a political allegory.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
It's a political allegory. It's also steeped with Japanese sympathy. It's steeped with Japanese propaganda, and even with all that involved, they still needed to make sure that the story was somehow gripping and entertaining. So it started off, it may have started off with, we want to tell a story about how people have been, how an oppressed society fights back against an overbearing, conquering world. And let's base it on whatever homeland got conquered. But then to sell the story, they introduce something like the gear system.
Mhm. I mean,
And
look,
that,
even someone like Eowyn from Lord
yeah,
of the Rings, that's what people would consider feminist in this day and age, right?
yes, because she really didn't have that much wordplay even in the books.
Exactly.
Sorry, Toki.
But it
But
works so well in that movie. You don't
yeah,
feel like they're trying to feed you some woke
yeah,
garbage thing. No.
No, because like here's the thing, right? They set it up in the beginning. She's a shield maiden. She's talking to Arrow. She's talking to Arrow. No, I was about to say Aragorn. Yeah, Aragorn.
mm.
She's talking to Aragorn, and she's
Oh
swinging
wait,
the
are you talking
sword. So
about
already
Eowyn
you
or
know
Arwen?
Eowyn.
Eowyn.
These names are too familiar. You guys are right.
They are, bro.
The one that killed the
The
dragon. The one
blonde.
that
The
killed
one, oh, you're
the
talking about the blonde.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, now the blonde does have, she was written in Tolkien story. Absolute truth. I thought you were talking about the elf.
Arwen.
Oh,
Because,
yeah, water style, where she's
yeah,
Princess
come
yeah,
Arwen.
swim
No.
if you must.
yeah,
No.
if you want to
But
come no
anyway,
cleaning. Because
yeah, but what I'm even
there
saying is
was
like
no
even
such line like that in the books ever. But the way they handled
it was a
it,
dope line.
it was respectful. And we got representation, we got femininity, but it wasn't the Amazon release of Galadriel.
No, but like the thing is also if you look at that scene and you analyze that scene, it's
Yeah.
not her just poning people for the sake of poning people. You understand that she's in
Yes.
danger. You understand that she's vulnerable. You understand that she's still protecting Frodo and everything and all of that stuff. And you
Mm.
can see even in the scene, the way they write her, you can see she's making decisions. She's not stoic. She's panicking. She's like, I've got to make a plan. I've got to do something, but I am a warrior and all of
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They make it a character.
But
Like
that's not what I was
Eowyn,
talking
right?
about. But yeah, you guys are right. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, but I'm saying even Eowyn, right? Shield Maiden. The reason it works is because when she's introduced, she's swinging a sword. You see that she's competent with this sword, all right? And
Yes.
then Aragorn is even telling her that, look, it's not that you can't fight. It's just that we need a last line of defense if these things get past us, and you're the only one who can fight.
That was
Okay,
Theoden.
whatever.
That was
Yeah,
Theoden. That was her
I mean,
uncle.
no, I mean, when she was complaining to Aragorn, Aragorn like takes the side of Theoden, but he takes the side in the sense where it's not like you're a woman, you're a
Yeah.
warrior, but we need a warrior in
Mm.
the back. And
Yes.
then right, she sees her uncle. Eowyn sees her uncle breaking down, sees her uncle facing imminent death and his fate and everything, and she's like, you know her as a person, she cares about her family. So you
Mm.
understand she has the skills, you understand she has the emotional attachment. So when she charges out into the field, this makes sense.
The
Same
way
as Mulan.
same way she said,
Makes
I will kill you
sense.
with your touching. You got it.
Yes. This is what I'm
Mm.
saying. It's not just this is different from if she just dropped from the sky or like if somebody said you're a shield maiden, stay in the back. No, I don't stay in the back. I'm going to just go fight everything. And it's just like,
It
what's
is
your
because
reasoning?
it is because that is why I've been sent here to cue
Okay,
cue
okay.
the Wonder
All
Woman theme
right.
song.
All right. But anyway, my point being is that reasoning, logic, and it's a character.
Mm.
It's not just she's a woman. You know she's a woman who does one, two, three, four, five. She's a woman
Yeah.
cares about her uncle. She's a woman who has a duty to
Who's
the throne. She's a
Yeah,
woman who can
she
fight.
so happens to be a woman, but she is a warrior. She is a combatant. She cares about her
Exactly.
family, and that's what.
Exactly.
That loops back to what I said earlier. Like he so happens to be gay, but he's a warrior. He's a tactician. He's a smart strategist.
Well,
All these things are now I'm just saying that what I like about characters who are written like that, like this gay character so happens to be gay, but these other characteristics are
And
what
to be
are what
honest,
are more important.
most of the time,
Yeah,
nobody cares.
thank you.
they
Like,
don't.
you're gay, and then,
Yeah, and
come
then
on, pick up that shield. Let's go fight. Like,
the world is
They
ending.
don't.
You're not
okay,
gonna tell.
you're gay, and then what, bro? Like, let's
You're not
go.
gonna.
Let's go
You,
fight. Like, let's save the
you're not.
world.
You Tito?
So what I'm saying is, part of the problem with Marvel, right? Especially when they're doing the DEI or they're trying to make the show with the DEI, what? It's like you're not making a show. What you're doing is you're trying to pander to a specific demographic and then use that demographic as a shield for criticism.
Yeah.
Yes, there's going to be people who will take that and take it to the furthest extreme possible. There are misogynists. No one is denying that. But if your story is bad, it's bad. There's no amount of rah rah, hear
And
me
if I'm being
roar, I'm a
honest,
woman that's going to protect you from, like, perfect example. No one defended Secret Invasion. No one. There's not
Oh,
one soul on earth.
I've got an even better example about how pandering to any group is not gonna save you from a bad story.
No, but I'm just saying, like, this is
I,
the thing.
yeah,
No
I
one
like.
said, I'm just going to finish my thought. No one said Secret Invasion is a black led show. We need to support it
Mm,
because Nick Fury is the main character. No one.
I just
mm,
wanted to add that, look, honestly speaking, I watched the movie. I mean, Rob told me that I have a tendency of not liking good movies and liking bad movies. But, well, that's what he was insinuating. But that movie, for me,
and
to be
is that a
honest,
is that a
was a great
problem
movie, bro. Like,
for you?
yeah, no, I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about
Yeah,
anybody else.
Wait, Secret Invasion?
No, no, no. I'm talking about Captain America 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
And Sam there was flipping competent as F. Dude had charisma. He was a leader of note. He knew what to do. Dude was even giving the president orders at times because there was no other person to tell the president what to say or do because he had the intel to tell the president what to
Mm,
do or say to make sure that there's still
mm-hmm.
diplomacy between Japan and America, right? That is a brilliant movie. Just because it's not Chris Evans, guys, doesn't mean the movie sucked. That's
Yes.
that's that's the truth.
But
Yes,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying, here's
it's
the other.
Incredible Hulk, but it's the same universe. What do you want him to do? Fight a super scrum? No.
Yes.
Of course, there's gonna
Yes.
be, of course, guys, there've been policemen who've arrested people who have committed crimes 5, 6 years ago, who have just been given that case because other policemen have either retired or they've been shifted to do other cases. It's not a unique concept for someone to
Mm-hmm.
carry on an existing situation or story or problem and try to solve it. There's nothing wrong with that, honestly.
I get that, but I just wanted to run back to what Buckmaster's saying about pandering to how they want to pander to a certain demographic and then use it as a shield for bad writing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised you forgot completely about it. It was like I was waiting for him to mention Korra because no amount of writing could have.
I'm staying
Like,
away from Korra because I think like people know my thoughts on it, and there's some fans out there, and I don't want to just be stepping on people's toes. Like, if you want to hear my thoughts, I've done the video. Go to Casey Media. But what I want to talk, yeah, what I want to
I
say
don't.
though is to Kim's point, right? Part of the problem is that the way they marketed the movie, Sam
Yes,
wasn't the star.
it was poorly marketed. It was badly timed.
You
This
know, you
movie
know,
came
you know,
out.
guys, to be honest with you, as a writer, as
Yeah.
someone who's invested in storytelling,
Mhm.
you know, guys, sometimes it's okay for the protagonist not to be the one carrying the story. Like the Cell games, the Cell saga, Goku was there, but we all focused on
No,
Gohan. And it was fine. We
No,
enjoyed it.
I could give you a better example than that, of an IP that really worked when the nobody was focusing on the protagonist. Look at facts about it. Will Turner was the protagonist of the original
Yes,
Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy, but nobody was really paying attention to him. They were paying attention on all the
Jack Sparrow.
shenanigans that Jack Sparrow was. But the
Mm.
moment they switched it around and tried to focus on Jack Sparrow
It
over
sucked.
the movie sucked.
Same thing
But
happened
because it
with
was
same thing happened with Power Rangers, by the way. Jason
Mhm.
was the guy, the Red Ranger. Green Ranger
Yes.
comes in. Oh, no, no, let's make this guy the main guy. Jason leaves. Show goes down.
So
No, but what I'm trying
pe-
to say to you, Cam, is that even before we can do that, though, like, yeah, Cell Games rocked. Problem is that Cell Games would not have worked if Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z didn't happen. Like, if we didn't get Namek, if we
Yeah,
didn't get
look,
Super
man,
Saiyan.
I think I see where you're going. Sam was done dirty from the jump. We didn't really get much
yeah.
of him.
Dude,
He was like an
you know,
extra
there was no investment.
in
And I'm
most of
saying,
the
even in this
movies.
movie,
I get you, bro. Like Wabanamo, I agree
like,
with you.
and I'm
That's why,
saying,
like,
and,
if
and,
this
and
guy was
dog,
given the shield after we have seen him go through to hell and back with Steve the entire time, would be like, I'm fine, you deserve it, dog. Like, yo,
Mm.
my G, you've
yeah,
seen.
Like
like what I'm
in
saying is like even in Age of Ultron, as much as I defend Age of Ultron and I think it's a cool movie, I'm like Age of Ultron. At the end of it, they didn't even have Sam Wilson team up with Rhodey to stop the rogue Ultron bots
Mm.
or something. All he does is walk from one corner in a room to another corner in a room
To talk about
in Age
Bucky.
of Ultron.
Mm.
That's it. Like what I'm trying
wasn't
to
he there
say
at the
is like
final
they didn't
battle?
build it.
He
No, he
wasn't there.
wasn't.
He was in
No,
Oh
Wakanda.
he was
God.
not. Rhodey. Rhodey
Rhodey
Baba.
was.
Rhodey was there. My point being
Yeah.
is that Sam, there's not a significant investment. Another thing is they're not even pulling from his comic books because they didn't even put like because Sam has his own supporting cast or whatever. The only guy they put in was I forget the guy's name, but the
The new
second
Falcon.
Falcon,
Mm.
which again I'm not a fan of that because I'm just like be Falcon, dog. Just be Falcon, Sam. You do much
No,
better. I promise you.
and no, no,
But
also
anyway,
the other thing that also got me going was, like I told you, the political climate right there was not conducive to a black leader. This was just after Trump won. Just after.
no, but the reason
No,
why I would kind of push against that in a sense, I
yeah,
think, is just because here's the thing, man. As a creative, you're not gonna get everybody. It's just not gonna
I
happen.
get that. I get that. And what I said, and also I'm also a big fan of don't write the story to pander to the masses.
Yes.
But I'm just saying that at that moment the movie came out,
The timing of it.
national pessimism was at an all-time high.
Mm.
Nobody wanted to
Yes,
do
that okay.
jack
I'll give
shit.
you that.
Okay, so are you
Nobody
telling
wanted
me
to.
that if Kamala won, the movie would have done better?
I'm thinking if Kamala won, the movie could have still done bad, but then they'll be using as the reason they'll be using it would be saying now it's backlash for her having won at that point in time.
Oh, okay. You're talking about
I think
media
it might have been
narratives around this thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
it might have been more manageable. But what I'm saying is that they didn't even use his storyline from the comic books where it centered him in the story. And I'm like, this is part one. You can't be shifting focus. And also, the big thing they promoted was Red Hulk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a bad move because it's like you're supposed to be getting people invested in Sam. Every scene that they released with Red Hulk was like a banger. And then Sam, when his scene get released, he was getting beat up by a regular soldier.
But I think, guys, some of the reasons we're using for this movie, nah, and it's just that we just don't want to be honest about certain things. And I think that's just how human beings are. Captain America movies, sequels, the reason they work so well, it's because of the other characters.
Yes.
Like, it's just like with the Dark Knight trilogy that we love so much. We don't really like Batman that much as opposed to Joker in the Dark Knight.
I keep telling people, quote one line from the Batman, the one actual Batman line. And then compared to all the other quotes you
Okay,
keep making for all the
I'm the wrong person. I'm the wrong
yeah,
person.
and I
No, no,
keep
that's
telling people
fine.
that
But I'm just trying to
everybody's
prove
like,
a point here.
whoa,
I'm just
whoa,
trying to
whoa,
prove a
these
point that
movies were epic. That
even with the Steve Rogers movies,
yeah,
mostly it was like Civil War. You talk about Black Panther more than you talk about Steve Rogers, dog. Ever since I've known you,
yeah. I
when we
mean,
talk
but
about Civil
how
War.
But
how
again, that's
many
because I'm a
epic
Black Panther fan.
No,
but
not even
how
that,
many
my G.
but how many epic lines
But how
does
many times
Black
do you
Panther
actually say
say in
Steve did
Civil
this
War?
and said that?
Like when he tell the line he
You
keeps saying about
don't.
what chance do you have with my whatever my resources?
You don't. Same thing happens with this nigga, Sam Wilson, and all of a sudden, hey, Red Hulk. Nah, it's been like that, my G.
It's been the formula.
No, guys. No, you can't do that, Ken, because Winter Soldier, that was all Steve.
No, it's the Winter Soldier. Guys,
No, it's not,
Okay,
dog.
guys,
all
what
right,
are we doing? It's the
all
No,
Winter
right.
I'm saying,
Soldier. It's not
yeah.
Steve.
No,
It's
But
the Winter
here's what
Soldier.
I'm
The
saying.
reason we
No,
love that movie so much
but Kev,
is
if
because
you
we saw
remove,
the
I'm
Winter
saying if you
Soldier
remove Winter,
kicking ass.
but what I'm saying, Kev, is that if you remove Bucky from the plot still happens.
true,
Yeah,
but
but
the
even
thing
if you
that's
remove,
so
did you watch the movie, Joe?
but no.
Winter
I don't
Soldier,
want to.
yeah.
No, I'm
I
talking
want to.
about four. This one.
No, this one I didn't watch. No.
Even
No, I haven't
without
watched
the
that one.
Red Hulk, the movie still works.
But
I saw it.
good for you. I'm not gonna defend the movie I haven't
No,
watched.
what I'm
I'm
trying to
sorry.
say though is what I'm trying to say though is that if you look at Captain America 1,
I didn't
I
talk
can
about
do this
Captain
all
America 1
day.
at all, by the way.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that when we get to Winter Soldier, again, I'm with you till the end of the line. That was one of the biggest ones in this film.
Mhm.
I'm with you till the end of the line. On your left. That carried through the whole
Sorry,
freaking
I wasn't
franchise.
focusing on the lines part. I was just
No,
No,
talking
but what
I
about
I'm trying to
was.
say is that
he's the
before
lines
he
guy. You need to
Yeah.
talk to him about that.
yeah, sharp. But what I'm trying to say is when we get to Captain America, Winter Soldier, right? Captain America in that film, along with the other characters, I'm not saying the other characters were not significant because Nick Fury was the best Nick Fury, especially that version of Nick Fury was the best. Black Widow was probably the best Black Widow that we had seen in the franchise ever. Like she was at her peak in Winter Soldier, 100%. Again, Winter Soldier, yes, also great or whatever. But the heart that Captain America and everything exuded, the back and forth when he was arguing with Thingy, when he was arguing with Nick Fury about the ethics of the situation and all of that stuff, when he gives the speech to the staff where he says that this is what freedom costs, what do you think it can do for you, etc., and all of that stuff. And of course, him being the Captain America when he was fighting under the bridge and doing all of that things, those things, no, Kim, you have to admit,
No, no,
those
no.
things were so
I'm not
impactful that
disputing
they,
what you're saying. I just feel bad for Sam because that nigga is doing the same things, guys. That nigga is saying the right things. That nigga is doing his best. It's even worse because he doesn't have super soldier Sarah. This guy is just a regular dude who was given a shield by someone who believes in him.
but
And he
Chap,
tries his best to negotiate with some of the most powerful people that have money and influence, and is trying his best to show everybody else that we as normal human beings can do something to make a difference. I don't know what
Chap,
else you guys want to be convinced that this guy is the
Chap,
right
I
person.
understand. Here's what I'm saying though. Captain America 1, Winter Soldier 1. The biggest characters in there. I know you said Winter Soldier, Sharp. He's not the biggest character in there. He's an impact character. He comes in and elevates a scene, Sharp. The focus, most of the time, the set pieces, most of the time, it's Steve.
But
And this is what's lacking is that
on that
when
note,
you come into Captain America 4, I'm just saying when
mhm.
you come into Captain America 4, you cannot have one of the biggest characters in Red Hulk who has connections to the Hulk, by the way. And there's a bunch of stuff connected to the Hulk, by the way. Now you're
Mhm.
sending a mixed message. Is this
What
about
you said
Sam or is
about
this about the Hulk?
what you said about the impact of the Winter Soldier, that's exactly what happens in that movie. The Red
Yeah,
Hulk
I
is
want
there for like three minutes.
I wanted to add to that is that if you pay attention to the marketing they were pulling at the time of Winter Soldier, the marketing gimmick was the Winter Soldier catching Captain America's shield. They play the
Hmm.
trailer over and over and over again.
How quickly people forget
My
this.
my
You know, I wish this
big
was a live chat.
yeah no
I so
all
wish
right.
this was a live chat because I know people were gonna be on backside, dog. Like I know, like this.
Yeah, no, I just want to add to that is that my big issue is that Bucky, the Winter Soldier, has always been primarily an antagonist for for Captain America. Am I correct? Am I mistaken?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
When it
yeah.
was introduced here.
Even in the Earth's Mightiest Heroes,
Oh, okay.
but the Winter Soldier was giving
It's like the
Captain
Red
America
Hood
the
of Marvel,
hands.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, he basically is. I mean, he was, and especially in Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Spoiler alert for those who haven't watched. The Winter Soldier was basically an agent for the Red Skull at
Mm.
that point, and it turns out that their
Well,
defense.
if you want to go to the comic books, basically what happened is the Red Skull used the cosmic cube to
Yes,
bring Bucky back from the dead, I think, because he was
no,
dead,
it
and
was
then rewrote his brain.
well in the funny enough in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, it was a combination between Captain America and what's another that other annoying Hydra agent. The one with the arm that can suck your vitality.
Baron
Baron,
von
no,
Strucker?
there you go. Very much struck it. They both have the cosmic cube at the same time, and that insulting clash. Bucky ends up falling into the ocean back in the past, and then he gets terraformed into this Winter Soldier that ends up giving
Hmm.
Captain America that
Oh yeah,
Captain
yeah, yeah, I
America
remember it. No, but
he
what
laid
I'm trying
hands on
to
that man. Now, I just wanted to say that from this context, I just want to summarize quickly from that from the get-go, but Winter Soldier was a Captain America threat.
Mm.
What I'm seeing here is that we've got a Red Hulk who
Mhm.
was primarily the antagonist for the Hulk.
Mhm.
So it's a different story altogether. And then they mash it up for a Captain America story
Mhm.
where I so wanted to have like somebody like give me Baron Zemo with his face mask back,
Mm.
with his face mask on, like he's a proper Baron Zemo, or someone from Hydra days, a
Mm.
main villain from the Hydra days to come and come test, push Sam to his limits and make people wonder, like, is Sam
I
really
think
Captain America? And
personally, I
then when
think you
it
guys.
counts the most,
Mhm.
then you'd step up and you realize that it wasn't about the super soldier strength that made him the best soldier. It was that Captain America was a good person that stepped out at the right time, and that's exactly what Sam is. That story would have made billions.
I
But now they
think
had to take,
personally, I think
yeah,
because you guys are writers,
yes,
forget what everybody else is saying about this movie.
yes,
And I'm not saying this so that you can agree with me. I'm just saying objectively, watch that movie and just watch it objectively as a movie, right? Um, and then tell me what you guys think after watching it. It's kind of like how we were having this conversation about the whole Jor-El thing and me not having enough
yes,
context and not understanding what you guys are
yes,
saying. It's kind of similar here in a sense that if we're gonna okay, in DC, for example, when you watch Young Justice, that team was fighting Justice League villains. And we
for
didn't have a
days.
problem. We didn't have an issue with it.
But
Wait,
that's the
I'm just
thing,
trying to show you
okay?
something. We didn't have
Yeah,
an issue with it.
yes,
Green Arrow, for the most part, before they introduced your account Vertigo and is it Brick, whoever that guy is, before he
the
had
Mary
his
Master.
own rogues gallery, that nigga was
Yeah,
fighting Batman villains.
yes,
And people didn't have an issue with that.
I hated him.
What I'm trying
I'm
to
the
say
wrong
is
person.
my point about this entire thing is
hmm
regulating villains to a specific hero in a universe where all these heroes reside does not make sense to me. That's why I use the example of police officers taking an existing case that other people were probably working on,
Yeah, but this would be
have
my
retired
counter
and
to
maybe
that.
got transferred or have given other cases to
This
work
is
on.
my counter to that though. What I'm saying is that people had the chance to know Steve and Steve in his entirety in Captain
Yeah.
America 1.
Obana, more,
Carried that over,
I agree with you there.
and I'm saying they carried it over to Captain America 2. Now, Sam, who does not have that, the first thing you do for his first movie is you put him up against the leader, you put him up against Red Hulk. These characters, just by virtue of them being tied to a character that's had a lot of media. Remember, Hulk was one of the big staples in Marvel, right? Hulk was one of the big staples in Marvel. Tying Sam, who doesn't have that energy behind him, to characters that big does not serve Sam. So now it feels like Sam is competing for space and memory in people's minds in his own movie.
I don't agree.
Winter Soldier,
I hear you, but I don't agree.
I'm saying,
but please continue.
here's what I'm trying to say. Winter Soldier, right? The reason why Captain America, they could focus that thing on Winter Soldier or whatever, is because you knew Steve. Captain America 1 happened. Avengers 1 happened. You have Steve. You know who Steve is, right? You know how Steve functions. So when other bigger characters can step in, like Civil War, you can say what you want about Civil War, but at the end of the day, the Captain America fans, right? They have Steve. I'm saying Sam right now in his first movie, when you're starting to introduce all of those big things like the Red Hulk in his first movie, not the move at all. Because what you want is you want to have a Sam Wilson centric story. Like already Thunderbolt Ross being president, already Adamantium, already I'm saying you're introducing story elements that are taking away from Sam's character arc.
I get what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is Sam at this point already has experience as an Avenger. Ne?
You're talking about Sam as a character.
Now
What he's arguing,
let me put it like this. Look at that movie as Sam being an experienced hero already.
I
Yeah,
like
that's great story-wise, but the audience doesn't have that feeling.
That's what I think that's what he's trying to communicate is that
which is why I'm saying you guys as writers, that's why I had to specify, because you guys are talking about other people here. Now I'm trying to make it about just
no,
the
but what
three
I'm
of us
saying
right
is
now.
that like
Talking about
no, but remember, we're talking about the performance of the movie, and we're talking about what people are saying, what they would have wanted from the movie.
Let's be honest, guys. The performance of the movie also is just because Anthony, it's not Chris Evans, guys. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, look,
I'm arguing against that because what I'm trying to say is,
but
right?
you're talking as a comic book. You're not talking about as a normal casual movie watcher, bro.
Yeah.
We have to stop this.
You have information. You have comic book knowledge.
But this is
you understand
thing.
Trivia.
No, but this is the thing that I'm.
You understand law.
No. But Cam. People have YouTube. People can buy comic books. There's runs that you can read that are very simple.
Those are people that care about those things. I'm talking about a casual person who doesn't care about that stuff.
But my problem is the people who write these things don't care, and every time, it's never worked to the advantage of the story, and then the story suffers, and then people go, "What happened?"
I wouldn't say every time, but most of the time, yes.
Okay, even if you want to say the exceptions, those are exceptions to the rule. A lot of the times when people have not cared about the source material, the movies have always suffered. Reason being is because if you want to say a casual doesn't care, then what happens is that if you adapt the source material and you make it, the people who care are going to go scream at the casuals about why they should care about these things in the first place. Yeah. Like if Sam Wilson fought the Super Cops, because originally in his run, he fights something called the Super Cops. So it's like some robots or whatever that get introduced and they're starting to police downtown and they're policing the neighborhood or whatever. And there's a bunch of black superheroes who feel very mixed about Sam Wilson being Captain America, because it's just like you're representing America, but you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These super cops are here and they're barreling down on the neighborhood like the Gestapo or whatever. What are you doing about it if you're supposed to be representing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And then there's political intrigue because these cops are trying to manipulate other heroes for some nefarious purpose, etc., etc. And Sam has to find his way in the middle of this and maintain himself being Captain America while trying to maintain the whole community from rioting and all of those things. It's a Sam focused story with Misty Knight there as a detective to help him. Like, if they were doing things like that, right? It's small scale. It's a community thing already, but Sam is in the middle of it all. Then you know he's getting pushed to the limits by secret organizations and etc. etc.
I like
And
that
you're all
idea. I like that idea, but then it still circles back to what I originally said. The biggest issue here we are
okay, timing
facing,
and
What's the biggest
yeah,
issue?
the biggest issue is one, the political timing. Two, we know for a fact that the people people who have the lion's share of the table don't want to share with the people of a certain skin color.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that I said from the get-go, and that was I was saying about if they weren't willing to give Black Panther the time of day, what chance did
Bro,
poor Anthony
it doesn't
Mackie
matter what
have?
kind of movie Anthony Mackie was gonna lead. People were still just
Yes,
gonna say it's not Steve Rogers, so it's not my
I'm
Captain
not, and
America.
I'm not entirely agreeing with the fact that the casual people say it's not my Steve Rogers, it's not my Captain America. That beautiful send off they did at the end of Infinity
of
War
Endgame.
of Endgame, that alone would have carried it forward. But I'm telling you, somewhere in the executive chair thought if we give more people like us another slice of the pie, it's going to be a problem for them. And they will do whatever it takes to sabotage this thing from ever
No,
getting
because
off
like
the
the
ground.
other thing is,
So
Cam,
that's where
where did like the other thing is where did we see Sam after Falcon and the Winter
I
Soldier?
feel
They
like this
had
is
all
gonna be
these
a 4 hour
films.
discussion, eh? How long have we
yeah.
been recording?
Yeah.
But
Yo,
sorry,
we've been talking
sorry,
for long.
sorry.
Okay, let's just wrap everything up. Let's just wrap everything
Yeah.
up, okay? I'm saying that for me, the biggest part of the downfall of Marvel is that they don't care about the source material. They're not communicating with one another. Everybody is doing their own thing in their own little pockets. And they're always trying to go for the impact marketing instead of the organic marketing that makes sense, that got them where they are in the first place, right? Winter Soldier. When Winter Soldier dropped, Captain America fans were like, "Oh my God, you casuals have no idea. This is who Winter Soldier is going to be, etc., etc. We don't know how they're going to adapt the story, but this is the Winter Soldier. Oh my God!" Now we
Mm.
get here, and you're like, Red Hulk in the Captain America film? Why? So to me, my final message to Marvel: we don't want you to go away. I don't want you to go away. I'm a guy who's making my own stuff. I want to be rivaling you, yes. But I don't want these characters that I grew up with to disappear because you keep mishandling the IP. Just care. Read. It's your job. Read. It's your job. Read.
I mean, look,
And
Kevin Feige himself has used Steve not being there as a reason why that movie didn't work. So,
Mm.
I hate it because I'm like, that's just a cop out. That's just an excuse. If you knew there was a possibility, why'd you make it?
Mm.
no, look, like I said before, I think I said this earlier, if you guys remember. Yeah, Navella,
Yeah, yeah, I
he's
remember you
talking
saying it.
nonsense from the jump. He's talking garbage, hot garbage.
Look, and
But
Mhm.
I'm as much as I really want to share in Buckminster's opinion in all this. I really want to, but of the three of us, I think I'm the most jaded and better of all the millennials.
Okay.
Listen to me well, Marvel. And you, DC, over there in the corner. I don't care if you fall into oblivion anymore. Because I've seen what you're doing with your product. It
Yeah,
stopped being art and it started being product.
well, let me put it this way. The live action stuff that they're doing, not the
I
cartoon
don't
comics.
look. I don't even care for the cartoons anymore. That's how jaded I've
I
become.
know
I will watch
when I
the.
shame you need
I
help.
will. I will watch from the wayside. I will watch what. I will watch what Captain Luffy brings to me the table. I have no. I have no recourse to defend you guys anymore because the more I consume your product, the more it validates your self-centered and your greedy agenda. So I have decided I will not partake in this game any longer. And until it hurts enough for you to start listening to us again, I will sit there. And if it costs you falling into oblivion, then so be it. There was a time where half the world had a Nokia phone. Where's Nokia now? If you think you're too large you're too big to be infallible, you have another thing coming. People are catching on to your BS and it's catching up fast. I'm sorry, Kevin. I know you want me to glaze you up like you're the biggest superstar, but I didn't have the time of day to glaze you to glaze your boss your overlords in Disney. I didn't have the patience to even glaze your fellow colleague in Star Wars. You have taken things that I grew up loving and you've made into something that's utterly disgusting. And I have no longer got the patience to entertain you anymore. I'm sorry. So pay careful attention. Fall, fall into oblivion and blame everything but yourself.
All
While
empires
we
eventually
casually,
fall, right? They collapse.
yeah, yeah. While we
No, but they
eventually
just
get up
fall
and
from,
move
they
on,
implode. Like the problem is that every
every
empire, if they
rots
like
from
if every
within.
empire stopped being stupid, like perfect example, right? Caesar, right? Great
Yes,
example. Could have killed Brutus anytime.
Is he
he
frozen now?
could have, but he didn't have a good reason at the time.
So he was
No, I'm
frozen.
saying at the other time when no, there was a time when he like fought, he was fighting him on the battlefield and he had Brutus and Brutus had surrendered. He still didn't
Yes,
kill him. He took him in.
because it that was political genius. Because when he accepted those guys who surrendered, everyone else thought, okay, it's safe enough to surrender to Caesar without expecting us to die. Because if he said, if you don't surrender now, I'm gonna kill every last one of you. Everybody who's trapped in the wrong side of the war is gonna fight till the death, and that's gonna be a far longer war than than it has to be.
Okay, but I'm saying, oh, okay? But I'm saying the thing is that like he took Brutus into the court, and then
Yes.
Brutus kept openly opposing him, and then Caesar would still want to go meet with Brutus one on one or something like that, and like everybody was like, "That's a recipe for disaster, chief."
But
Like this
it
guy's been
doesn't.
openly opposing
Uh,
every policy you have, and you
he
want to go
was.
meet him one on one.
He was openly meeting with guys like he was trying to openly meet with guys like Cicero. Forgive him.
But
I know
anyway, I'm
that
just saying those are conquerors.
the late Roman Republic stands right now that are having the biggest aneurysm at this moment. Forgive him. I doesn't know about
Connections.
this late
All right.
late Roman Republic, but I get what he's trying to say. Brutus wasn't
Anyway.
really that much of a big deal in the terms of the political scenes. There was Cicero's, there were the Pompeys, there was the Catos. Those
Oh,
are the
okay.
guys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, all right. The conspirators. But I'm saying they used
Yeah.
Brutus anyway to get Caesar stabbed. My point
Yes.
being, right, is I'm saying a lot of empires implode because they keep making dumb decisions after they get too big and they forget what got them there in the first place.
Mm,
Marvel,
mm.
right? Marvel. Same deal, same deal. If you just kept what you were doing before, like it's a formula and it worked for you. You didn't need to start switching and changing things up or whatever. And it's like get people who know the material and all you racist executives or whatever. So money just not doesn't matter anymore. Oh, okay, because we were gonna pay you. Black Panther was gonna pay you. It was not gonna pay me.
Mm. Yeah.
I was gonna love your company all the same and give you all my money. Like that was just gonna happen. And it was not even just gonna be for Black Panther specifically. I would have been there for every one of the movies if you had my favorite character in there.
I
Like
think we should shut it down, guys.
my money spends the same. My money spends the same. Okay, all right, fine.
Yeah. Anyway,
The
that
Marvel
concludes our
Fan
shows.
Project universe.
Any final thoughts you have to
And
say, Mr.
anyway, yeah,
Extrodent?
I'm
We need
done.
to. Some of us need to go
Black
to
Panther
bed.
cartoon coming soon. Marvel, if you keep playing, we'll do it.
Yeah.
And I'm done.
No, from my side, I think I said it in the group a couple of days ago that I've lost faith in Marvel. I think I did mention this, especially after
You
listening
were
to
like,
these comments that were made by Kevin Feige. I was so
yeah.
disappointed that he's saying stuff like this in the first place. But what I would say is, I think despite the directions that some of these companies are making, there is some good in what they're doing. From whatever angle that you wanna look it from. Or like for instance, what Devil was saying, that's the good in it. If they fall, something else will rise. Maybe it is time for something else will rise because I think the superhero fatigue, you can disguise it. You can give us Brook Lux and try to give to make it look like
You can
Cadbury,
give us
but
you
the
can
Brook Lux
give
is
us
Brook
booklets
Lux, you know what I mean?
and tell us that it's chocolate, but we still know
Yeah, look, it might look like
still at the end
But
of the
chocolate.
guys,
day.
why now? Why when the black characters get to the screen?
I don't think they get
It's
it.
the
To be honest, ne? And I thought about this a long time ago, like a long time ago. Those black characters never stood a chance, dog. And I think I'm
yeah.
glad Terrence Howard bounced early because I'm so Terrence Howard saw behind the BS. It's like, more. But anyway, they didn't stand a chance, those people. They didn't. But anyway, if DC and Marvel are not careful, they will be overtaken by either anime related content
Crunchyroll is
or
overtaking
It's
them.
already happening.
or Image Comics might actually really take over if Image Comics
So
decides
I'm
to
not
go
even
for it.
saying no. I'm not even saying image. I'm talking about us. I'm talking about Mr. Extraordinary Studios. I'm talking about KC Media, the Meister Geek Media. It's not 1964 anymore. You're not
yeah,
special.
and when I
And
tell
we're
you about
seeing all the mistakes that you're making. In 10 years, you don't think we're going to dribble you when we would have given you money.
it gets worse. I think from what I've learned, from what I've observed, is that we are not only poised to replace them, we are that type of company that will be even in the replacements, we don't even want to get recognized by these other companies. Because I swear to you, even if the Oscars were to come and say the War Angel movie was nominated for an animated series, I won't come. For what? Who is it pandering to? I don't care
No,
about your
I'm
Oscars.
saying, like, these podcasts, you're seeing 800 views, you're seeing 100 views, you're thinking, small potatoes, small potatoes, small potatoes. You were small too. And
This
now
is
we're in the age.
this is
We're in the age.
our. I'll use a language that you guys there in Disney will understand. This is our working in the garage, in our mom's garage phase. This is
The
our
SoundCloud era, Baba.
this is our cycler era. This is our the real Napster phase.
Like, you must,
Hold on.
like, this is, and I'm saying, as a person who would be a direct competitor to you, I don't want you to go. I don't want Spider-Man to just go away. I don't want T'Challa to just go away. I want you to get your house in order.
I
Into
just want those characters to be
oblivion.
bought by other people.
Into oblivion. That's me.
Just be bought by
I'm
people
But
that
I'm saying,
can use them
if
better.
you see me
like, I'm just saying,
wearing
forget Image, forget more Image, forget Dark Horse or whatever. It's not 1964. We have a camera. People can make comic books on their phone. People can make animation on their phone. Now AI is even coming. People can make movies.
if you
All
see
it takes
me
is one, and it's over. If you don't get your house in order,
if you see me float one day, if you see me wearing an Akatsuki outfit floating in midair in the middle of downtown Disney headquarters, you won't, don't ask any questions. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, with that said, I think we should wrap things up, guys. It's almost midnight.
Been saying.
Yo, it's almost midnight. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, we did some old school. We
Look
missed
at
you, Tebello.
I think I'm the problem because what is this happening
Like
when
I
I come back?
said, okay, not you. I think it's like we said before, when Buckmeister, I don't know, he was killing ninjas outside of his house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Buck and Zuko probably have the most words in every podcast. That is probably those ADHD versions.
You know?
That is just normal to
Oh
the
my God! I'll promise to regulate, but this one was just it was sitting in my heart for a while. Please go
Yeah.
check out the Black Panther versus the Super Skrull animation. It's loading. If you want to see what I'm talking about, Marvel. But yeah, I think we can. We said everything we need to say, gents.
Yep.
Yeah, just don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell icon so that you can be informed
There we
about
go.
our featurettes.
And
More
buy
Angel coming
Wando.
soon, August. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I already
Yes.
said the recast T'Challa thing. So I guess
Yes.
we will see you all in other videos because African Frame has to be out for now, everybody. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.